sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight, fight. Monkey sword fight, fight.
Yeah.
How was it broke before?
There was just like craters in it.
Oh, right,
yeah,
shit.
there's holes everywhere.
It was like
when
crossing the Andes, man. It was like,
I was hoping to brought my car tonight, but can't drive it yet.
Why?
Well, basically, the guy I got it off, he chucked out his V5, you know, like the registration document.
Yes.
With all his old insurance stuff.
Okay.
So I tried to tax this car, and I'm insured on it,
Yeah.
everything like that, but I can't tax it until I get this
The V5?
new keeper code off the V5.
So how do you get the keeper code for the? How do you order a new one? Just call DVLA and say it's lost.
Well, no, I phoned them, and they said, fill out this V62 form, and then they basically get that. They write to the guy saying Stevie Mac's wanting to register the car in his name.
Yeah.
He has to send a letter saying, yeah, that's fine, and that whole thing takes 6 weeks. And I was on the phone.
6 weeks?
Yeah, man, I know. I was on the phone. I was like, I can't not drive that car for 6 weeks. And she says, what to do? Get in touch with that guy, get him to order a replacement V5.
Oh, that's easy.
And then it'll be with him within 5 days.
And
then,
you know him though.
Yeah, it's my
Okay,
mate Pete's
yeah.
granddad.
Yeah.
So just waiting for that coming through.
All
But
right.
it's so annoying. Got my pink license now, and I can't get on the road.
That sucks.
I know.
have you driven on your own yet?
No.
That's the best feeling. Is like the first time you go behind the wheel and you pull off on your own.
Man, I've
and
been
you
in
put your own shoes
Halfords.
on.
I've got the phone mount. I've got the new air freshener.
Priorities
But-
all
I
right.
know, man. Just the wee things I could do. About like some big like
What air freshener did you go for?
Ocean Paradise. It's a magic
Ah.
tree. Got that right out the wrapper, and the car's it's stinking now. But
We could add that to the Braw on our list. Keeping the trees in the wrapper the way it says on the package.
it looks so
don't do
tacky.
that.
Nah, I can't do that.
It's just like a bit of like half a wrapper hanging off.
Yeah, where do you have it? Because I used to hang it from the
Yeah,
mirror,
I've
but
got
you,
it
you
right
can't
there.
hang it from the mirror anymore.
No,
can
no,
you?
you can.
Okay, yeah.
You just can't pass an MOT with it, I think.
Oh, okay. We're gonna add that to the list. Air fresheners still in
Bro,
package.
no.
Speaking of the DVLA, right? My license. I had to order a new license. I need to get my my address updated. I got that shit back in like 2 days, man. Go quick down there.
That's because in case you get pulled over or something like that.
Yeah.
Just keeps things easy.
But you don't need to keep your license on, do you?
I don't know. Do you? What do you
I
need
think
when you
so.
get pulled over? I feel like I've asked this. Like,
Oh, it's not like America.
no,
Like,
license registration. I get
don't
I get shot
they-
6
I think-
times.
I think they can honestly tell because their camera reads your reg plate.
Yeah.
And it can tell if it's MOT'd, insured, whatnot. And it can also tell who's the registered keeper of the car.
So if you get pulled over here, you're probably getting pulled over
If
because
you've
you
got
have a light
you
out
can have
or
like a normal ID.
Yeah.
Just anything. And then they can tell.
Oh, I
from
just
that,
keep my
guess.
license on me anyway.
I keep my license in my wallet, but I keep my counterpart in the house.
I don't even know what that is. Do we need that?
But I didn't get one of those.
You
don't-
not
they
get
don't-
one of
they don't
those
give
now?
them anymore.
Oh, good. The paper.
Ah, the good old
Ah.
days.
I know, man.
I miss my counterpart.
Had my first driving lesson at 17, and that's me finally past the age of 30. I've not been trying this whole time, though.
I was gonna say, what took you so long?
Yeah, I've been getting rips from my pals for it. Like, oh, it only took you 30 years, eh?
That's a while.
It's one of these
As
things.
long as you got it.
It's like you'll notice that now that you've got it, you can just be like, I think I'll go to the skate park in Livingston.
Man,
I think
I'm
I'll
dying.
head through. Yeah, I never know when I look at your Instagram now what you're actually doing and what you're
This
pretending
is
that
true,
you're
this
doing.
is
This
true,
is
this
the thing.
true.
Keep us on our toes. I like it.
Yeah. I've stopped responding to them. I'm just like, I don't know this guy. He could be anywhere doing anything.
I see him in, I don't know, the rainforest, but I'm really kicking it on the couch.
Do you want to reveal the secrets on this podcast? What you actually do?
Well, nah, I'm just joking.
You don't want to, no.
It's just a bam up most of the time. But then when I'm actually away, nobody believes me.
Yeah.
Kind of boy cried wolf situation.
That's all right.
Speaking of the podcast, we should probably introduce it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Perth's premiere. We're going to say it correctly this time. Perth's premiere. I haven't said it in a while. Premiere podcast. I am your host today, Mr. Michael Dotz, along with Andy Mac on the ones and twos.
Salmon.
We got a special co-host today, Jordan. Jordan's out. He's on the disabled list. He's not hurt though.
Injured reserve.
He's not hurting. He's away with this fine lady. I just saw that he posted a picture on Facebook of the little cabin that they're staying in. Looks nice.
It's like
But-
a wee hobbit house.
It is, yeah. It's kind. I don't know. I feel like I'd be We'll put a picture of it on the Facebook page. I feel like I'd be scraping my head off the top of that thing. Like anytime I got up, I'd be like, doom, doom.
Yeah.
That voice you just heard there, and in the preamble, the lovely Stevie Mac. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Happy to be here again.
Happy to have you back,
Been
mate.
feeling the love of you guys in big style.
He's brought his Gucci pouch with him as well. His Gucci bum bag.
Gucci bum bag. Total Braw from me.
Yeah, that was the first thing he asked me when he came in. He was like, "Where's yours?" I was like, "Oh shit, I
I
should have
know, I
bought
was
it."
really excited to see it.
Disappointed. Sorry.
We'll get you one Monday, Andy.
I'm all right now.
Nah, your old dad needs a bag. Word with dots. Should we dive into that?
Hit me.
Let's do it.
Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again. This time, more intelligently. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that?
I like
Yeah,
that.
There you go. Let's do it. All right. Off to a good start. I didn't fuck that one up either. Normally I do. Normally I stumble into that shit. We also have a sponsor this week.
It's myself.
It is you, yeah.
God. Do you want to- do you want me to
Stevie Mac Skate School. Skateboard lessons, 1-to-1 tuition, all ages and abilities catered for. Skate club is every week from 10 a.m. to noon.
Come and have some banter.
Yeah, come and have some
skate.
banter. Send a message to the Facebook page. Look up Stevie Mac
Yeah,
Skate
just
School.
Message me.
Or message Stevie Mac. Everyone seems to know him. And he'll be able to put you in the right position. Any good feel-good stories from the skate park recently?
Aye, always. But no, I had a new kid there the other day, 5-year-old called Tom, and at first he started crying.
Oh, that was me.
You know, because I'm all over the place, right? Like going here, there. But he started crying, and I went over and said, "Oh, what's wrong, Tom?" And he goes, I can't do it. It's too hard. You know, like just But then
Defeated.
and then after just like one quick like, "Oh, let me help you," take him down the ramp and stuff, and then he was fine.
Yeah.
And then it's actually funny. You guys won't be able to see it listening to the podcast, but I got a group photo at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but there was a wee outtake because
We'll post a picture of it on the Facebook page if you...
Tom was doing a kickflip over the fucking...
that's basically the face that he was making when he was
Oh, his lips a little poked out like he's been crying for ages.
yeah, like that.
That
He
is some
is
lip.
cute,
I
but-
like how like most of his head is exposed under the helmet. So if he falls, he's screwed, that kid.
Yeah. But no, he's doing good. They're all doing good. They're all doing good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got to get my daughters down
Oh,
there,
no,
man.
I mean, what, you've got the...
Got the vouchers,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got the vouchers. Time's ticking, boy.
My youngest daughter has a good. She got a good center of gravity. She'd be alright. She plays football. She's a bit more athletic.
And I heard you say that you don't have the balance for it, but I reckon I can get you skating, man.
Oh no, I'm terrible with the balance. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing because I did sign up for a gym. You know, to get your center of gravity good, you get the kettlebells and you kind of go on one foot and do all that shit. But like, I'm afraid I'd fall over and like
Yeah,
I do that at home. I
That
don't
sounds
want
a
to
bit intense, to be honest. Like carting about kettlebells, balancing them
like a
on
little
leg and
teapot,
stuff.
short and
Aye.
stout.
Jeez.
Got to build that core, mate.
Hell yeah, I got to start doing abs. Anyway, any feedback, fellas? Have you heard any feedback from any of the fine listeners?
I haven't, but Stevie Mac just gave me some feedback just to say that he hasn't actually listened to last week's episode yet.
Oh
I was
my
catching
goodness.
up.
And he was apologising for it. And I said, it's cool. It's
I
cool.
was
It's
I was
fine."
in the malt house having a pint before tonight, killing time, and I was just finishing the one before last week's one.
And he was asking me what we were chatting about last week. I was like, I can't even remember.
I don't remember either.
I go home and I can't remember.
It's kind of like, you know, when you go to a club and you listen to a lot of good music, you never can remember the music or the jokes that a comedian tells
this is
there.
true.
It's just so much great stuff.
I was
that we
loving
do
the
every
kilt
week.
chat.
Yeah,
from the one
we-
before.
We got a bit more kilt chat coming up, actually.
Yeah, you're looking pretty
Yeah,
dapper.
you were
the
looking
other day.
dapper in that kilt.
Oh, was I? We'll get into that. I think we should get into our Patreon subscribers first. What do you think about that? Allie Cook. There was a little feedback from Allie Cook. There was a lot of feedback from Allie Cook, actually. Maybe we'll get into that. We'll read a bit later. The bit he was a bit annoyed about, though, was that in the Patreon episode, we'll give you a little insight into what happens on the Patreon for those of you who haven't subscribed. We did like a little draft of our Patreon users, and then we picked who would be on the teams. So Allie Cook, Alistair Cook, he's A, of course, so he was at the top of the list. And I had that scrolled down. I had that in the talk.
Aye.
I had that in the pocket ready to go. Does jujitsu, you know what I mean? Played linebacker in fucking American football. He was kicking everyone's ass. So I've scrolled up by accident. I had Andrew Henderson first. And I think, did you take Andrew Henderson first?
No.
Oh, no, Jordan did.
Wait,
Jordan
as in
did.
like putting them in a football team.
Oh, no, just like in a fight.
Oh, okay, right, fair enough.
So then I remember close to the end. Oh, no, Andy remembered close to the end that Allie was there. I was like, shit, I wanted to pick Allie. Had this all rigged up in my favor, and I forgot it. Story of my life. Anyway, Allie Cook, Andrew Henderson, Callum McLaughlin, Chopstick69, yeah. Craig McCaffrey, Davey Forrett, Fraser Reevey, Ian Shepherd, Nate Black, Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Ralphie Roggs, who we got a little lubed up with the other night at the wedding.
Nice.
Lubed up as in drunk, not anything else. Not anything
Just
crazy.
checking.
Roddy Bader and Stephen Tosh.
Shout outs.
Shout out, everybody. Yeah. So what's been going on, fellas? Oh, I did get some feedback. I'm sorry. From Andy Henderson. We were too soon on the Avengers spoilers.
Oh,
I thought
easy
that
now.
might have been
I've
the
still not seen
case.
it.
Yeah. Did
But-
you not listen? Don't listen then.
Nah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Listen after you're
Right,
done.
okay.
Yeah, we were a bit too early. We discussed this.
Well, we quite clearly said that there were spoilers, and I did say
True.
then, if you looked then at the timestamp,
Oh,
you would
you would
see
know
when it
what
would
to skip.
finish. So I'm not having that.
You've done the work. We've done the work. We said there were spoilers. You put the text in there as well. So
I mean, this is a fairly current events kind of podcast at times, where we talk about what's been going on in the
Yeah.
world and what's happening right now. Like, you can't leave shit like that till the next week.
so this may be worth rehashing. What's the appropriate amount of time to wait for something like that? For a
It's not
movie,
my fault if you've
I
not
would say
seen it.
till it's past its main showings in the cinema. Sure.
Okay, so
'Cause if you
we
love it
were-
that
we
much,
passed
you're
that.
surely-
we were outside of that. Well, it was that weekend it came out.
Yeah, so it came
May
out
have been a
on the
bit keen. It was that Monday.
no, so it came out on the Friday,
Yeah.
and the episode we recorded on
just
the
there.
Monday.
Yeah.
And then it was out on the Tuesday, the episode. So he's had like 5 days. I'm sorry, I'm not having it.
Look, all I'm saying is, if I heard a spoiler, it wouldn't bother me that much.
Me neither.
But if you're that hardcore, you're
Yeah.
at the
You're there.
midnight
That's a
show,
good
and you're at the.
But isn't that really a telling sign that the pod was so good, even though it was ruining what he had planned for the days ahead, that he couldn't switch it off?
Like
Thanks, Andy.
no spoilers, right? I watched Game of Thrones this morning.
I just finished watching
the
it, yeah.
recent, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say now is too soon to,
So,
to
but
discuss.
is
This
there
is,
a-
out, this is out tomorrow morning, though, so those people...
No, it was out last night in America.
Yeah.
So I stream it this morning.
Yeah.
But then people here who are watching it legit, they
Yeah.
can't see it till like what, 8 or 9.
9 o'clock tonight. Oh, well, if you have
Something like
Sky,
that.
it's. I watched it just before I came.
right,
here.
You
Yeah.
can watch
got
it live, can't
Oh
you?
man, I'm
Yeah,
an
and
idiot.
live.
I've got that Now TV.
Yeah.
With Sky Atlantic.
Yeah, it's
and
on
I
there.
still
Yeah.
streamed it.
Yeah, but is it different with TV shows though? Like, you should get a little bit more of a more leeway with spoilers for TV shows as
But
opposed to movies.
look how into Game of Thrones people get.
That's true. It's kind of like
Listen,
a movie
I would
in
be
itself.
annoyed.
Listen, it's not like we all got to watch the film before anybody else saw it and then dropped all that before anyone has the chance to see it. The movie's
That's
been
true.
out, and like with the TV shows and that, fine. You know we kind of going to talk about it, so kind of
Yeah.
watch it for.
Well, I got it ruined for me on Facebook anyway. There was loads of memes going about. I'm not going to say anything just in
Avengers?
case someone's not seen it. Endgame.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we
yeah.
spilled the beans last week. On you go, Stevie. It's been long enough.
Yeah. What did you think?
What of the
Avengers.
I'm
Oh, no,
not-
you didn't
I
see
never
it.
seen
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
I'm just saying I know something that happens.
to give more spoilers out.
I noticed that you and Jordan never picked up on the Iron Brew thing, though.
No, what was that?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I don't know what the character's name is, but like he,
I think it's
is it
Thor,
like,
is it not?
like Thanos' mate or
Oh,
something,
okay.
and he like goes to and he's covered, and you can see like he's got like bottles of Iron Brew, and he's covered in the film.
Oh
And
no.
folk were like in Scotland were going, man, like he's got Iron Brew,
Oh,
he's got, and it's
well,
legit in the film.
In Game of Thrones, there was a Starbucks cup.
A Starbucks cup on the
Seen
table.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it.
You know what? I think the one that we may have seen, they may have cut it out because I was sitting next
after
to
the-
after the controversy, they were like, oh shit. Oh, you know what? But call me skeptical. I think that they do shit like that to get people to watch too.
Get
I mean,
folk
not like they
talking about
need
it.
it, but it's kind of like, you know what? Maybe the first couple of episodes have been lacking a bit for people, and they're like, hey, let's get a little bit more buzz going. Here.
If the thing's already been released and then it has to go back and then be edited because the continuity manager left a
Yeah.
coffee cup in it,
Sack.
you're probably not going to work in the industry again.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Who's going to hire you as a continuity manager if you did Game of Thrones and a fucking Starbucks
I mean, it
coffee
sticks
cup
out
was
like a sore
left
thumb,
in
Yeah.
a scene?
Because we all know there was only Costa at that time.
Exactly.
Like the 1400s. Like,
Nah.
there's a couple. You ever watch when the DVDs come out and they do like the behind the scenes stuff? And one of my favorite movies, Paid in Full. Like there was a one where the guy's driving around, the main character's driving around, and then you could see in the mirror like a cop car, like a support, because driving around the streets,
yeah.
so they have a cop car kind of following him around as they're shooting it. And I never saw it. I watched the movie 10,000 times, and I never saw it. And then the director was like, "Oh, this part really kills me as a director. It breaks my heart to see it." I was like, "You didn't even have to say anything. I don't think anyone fucking seen that scene. Have you ever seen anything in a movie that shouldn't have been there besides not the Iron Brew?
There was
but-
that car.
Oh, the Iron Brew was meant to be there.
Yeah.
But
you
Wait,
was this
was this the part when they go to Thor's house? And he was
must be, yeah.
Is this in the
okay.
new film?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Christ.
I've not even seen it.
Not me either.
We gotta get you hooked in,
There
man.
was there was that car in Lord of the Rings. I can't remember which one. But I seen
car?
It here. No, it was like a white transit just driving up the road in the background.
Oh my goodness. Anything else popping off?
What has happened this last week or that?
Yeah, what's been going on?
Yeah, I've been doing some cool stuff. Sorry, I'm eating a mint. Rachel's going to go mental.
Oh, first of all, while you're chewing there, can we say congratulations on your EP?
Yeah.
With you and Barkryte?
Oh yeah,
Played the
Aye.
shit out of that the other night. I actually
Yeah, that's some
sent it-
heavy stuff. Like I liked it.
I sent a text to Barkryte after I listened to this song about 10,000 times because I kept saying it. And Connie was like, "You're gonna need to shut up now." Victoria's pussy is not a well kept secret. That was the line of the entire tape for me. I was like, I love that shit.
Interlude 16.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So how has the reception been for that?
Yeah, good,
We're not gonna
man.
wait for music.
Positive, man. Really, really positive. Everybody seems to have enjoyed it. A lot of people are really loving the track with Kate Harris on it. Changes
great.
the last
Yeah,
one.
man.
Yeah.
I'd been bigging that one up
For a while. Yeah.
I had said I was really impressed with her. So yeah, that was all good. So it's been really positive. You can get it in all good digital outlets. You can get it on Spotify. It's also there on SoundCloud. It's there on YouTube. It's everywhere.
on
Get,
Tidal.
get that saved.
It's on Tidal.
Get that downloaded.
Yes.
It's on Tidal. And Spotify are paying a little bit more cash on the streams, I believe. So get
Oh, all
50
right.
cent.
get
Really?
get those numbers pumping
Barkryte,
through
I'll
the
be
night for
playing
me,
that
guys.
non-stop on repeat.
Just leave it going through the night.
Leave it on repeat album.
I play it for my daughters for like as a lullaby before night. Yeah.
Fucking
Barkryte's dulcet tones.
Let me tell
Daddy,
you.
no.
Let me tell you something. On Wednesday, I handed in my major creative honours project, which is like my biggest piece of work technically for the year.
Yeah.
And there's two of Barkryte's tracks in my portfolio.
Savage.
Yeah.
Angry Guy, which when I listened to, I had to go and do radio edits for it on Friday night when I finished teaching, and I was sitting there going, yeah, I know he swears a lot in it, but I was like, man, I'm having to cut a lot of
Is
stuff
there
out
any
here.
track left?
And I was just like, fuck, whoever listens to my creative honours project and starts like marking that is going to be the first track that they hear. It's going to be like, fuck you cunts, fuck this, fuck that, I am an angry guy. And it's just like, I was sitting thinking, I was like, maybe I should have edited
Used a
it
different
before
song.
I submitted it, but fuck. No, it's been really, really positive. Folk at college have had a listen. Really impressed. And I'm really proud of it too, because for two main reasons. Alex, I spent a lot of time, done a lot of work with Alex, and really done everything that I can to help him achieve what he wants to achieve.
Yeah.
So help to nurture him and develop him and do anything that I can do as an engineer and a producer to help him sound as good as possible. And he's really, taken it and he's run with it.
Aye.
On top of that as well, it's really important for me because it's culturally important. If you think about it, I'm from Dundee, he's from Perth, Kate Harris is from Perth. Mark Richardson, who wrote the lyrics to Karma, is a poet from Dundee that we all know from Blend In Stand Out. That's the only folk that contributed to the
He's a
EP, so
quality
it's all really homegrown.
Yeah.
It was all recorded here in Perth, in this very studio where we were doing this. And for me, that's really culturally important because I spend so much time working with other UK artists, predominantly down south, and the majority of it, a lot of American artists. So for me, to have a piece of work like that with somebody locally
means a bit more.
yeah, it's a little bit, it's extra special in that respect. So I'm just glad that everyone's enjoyed
that's
it.
quality,
But
man.
Yeah, it was really good. Barkryte
quality.
sounds a lot more, I don't want to say melodic, but he just seemed to ride those particular tracks really, really well, in my opinion.
No,
In my opinion.
definitely.
So how did that actually I know that you and Barkryte are always doing shit together anyway, but like, where did that come? Does it come, all right, these are the beats I have, and did you maybe give him 10, and then you said, all right, these are the top 4, and we're going to put these on here?
I'm a nightmare because you'll be like, right, that's the one that I'm wanting, bro. And then that, right, and we'll say, right, that's it all laid out. And then we'll start recording. Then things go by for a couple of weeks, and before you know it, I'm going, do you know what?
Time to tinker.
Yeah, and then I'll maybe go, Ken, what? I've just made this other beat and it's a bag. So I'll take his acapella, throw it on that, and I'll be like, bro, what do you think of that? He's like, sound, mate. So I'm like, right, cool. Let's re-record these vocals. Let's go. So it's fluid. Sometimes things like that happen, but just the quicker I think we get stuff done, the easier it is for me. I think I always find the longer you got stuff like lying about or unfinished or in progress, the more likely you are to start to want to fiddle and change and do things like that. So
can I just say as well, he's really putting Perth on the map.
he's putting in work, man.
Yeah.
He's battle
always
raps.
out. I follow him on Instagram, and he's always doing something. He's always open mics, always out doing something.
I think now that I'm coming to the end of college, there is a challenger for busiest guy in Perth. I think I've got a legit challenge here, man. So no, shout out to him. So
got a lot of love for you, Barkryte.
So yeah, glad you all enjoyed it, man. Because I'm really proud of it. So yeah, quality.
It's good. Perth's Dr. Dre.
Hell yeah, Dr. Mac, the Mac Man.
You're all there. So yeah.
Anything else? You anything this week?
Much the same as, well, not nearly the same as Andy, but
Yeah.
just heavy hitting the books for college.
What are you studying?
It's engineering systems.
Okay.
So it's basically, because of my new job, my work's been basically sending me to do this.
Oh, cool.
And this will be me for probably the next 6 years.
All right.
Day release at college. And just trying to get through to my HND pretty much.
Are you one of these guys where if you can see it, you can build it? Because all the guys that are like engineering types normally can just be like, oh, I could put that shit together.
Depends what it is. If it's something I've never seen before, I'll give it a bash. But much like Andy,
Can you put a flat pack together without screwing it up first?
Oh, that's easy peasy, man. But no, it's good. I'm enjoying it.
Good.
Although I was saying to Andy earlier, I now feel what a lot of students used to moan about back in the day, and I'd be like, oh, shut up. But it's so true. I can't wait for summer because there's a few more weeks exams, and then that's it till the start of the next semester.
And of course, I came back with that. With the only people who get too stressed out at the end of the year, the folk who haven't prepared properly. But that's what I've noticed from my year is the ones that were on top of their work aren't flapping
sweating
about it. Yeah. And the ones who didn't were
the 5 Ps.
not that this man.
not
that he is.
I know.
Chilling.
He's right here, Andy.
Cool,
He's up.
I'm cool.
No, he's chilling. But yeah.
But I just can't wait to just get it out of the way so I can just enjoy my time off
Hell
and not have
yeah.
to worry about studying and kind of all that shit. So
All right.
it's good. I'm enjoying it.
How many more weeks have you got left?
I think it's like the first week of June we finish.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you say that you have exams for the next couple of weeks, is that just it? The only time you're going to school is for an exam, or is there things that?
Nah, it's pretty much like, so I go every Friday, but then every so often it'll be like, oh, we've got an assessment and this stuff in a couple of weeks' time, that sort of thing. So I just like to spend an hour or two a day. I just want to be on top of my game. So when it comes, I'm not even worried about it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that's probably the best thing about going to school? Is, like if you leave high school and going to college or university right after that may not be the best for you. Especially it wasn't for me because I was always concerned about the dude sitting next to me who had gray hair. I was like, who's this fucking guy? You know what I mean? I'm 18 years old. I'm fucking ready to go party, and this guy's 60.
It definitely makes a difference when you're wanting to go.
Yeah,
if
and
you're
you want
just
to
going like, oh, I'll just go and see what happens, then it's maybe not the best idea.
You can prepare better now at this age. When you get to your late 20s, early 30s, you're kind of like, you know what? First of all, I don't want my money to go to waste if you're paying for it. And second of all, you're like, I know how to prepare. Maybe life experience has taught you how to prepare for these things, so I'm going to do it this way and do it right.
I said that exact same thing to Stevie earlier on. I said I think that's the big difference being mature students is that our time management is far, far better.
Yeah.
It just is. And that also comes from, being out in the real world. At college, if you decide that you want to sit and get fucking stoned all night and play Call of Duty and sit up till 4 in the morning and miss class,
You can do it.
fine. But let's see you go and try and do that when you're working in a real job.
Yeah.
So once you've
That's
kind of
true.
got those habits kind of beaten into you, because that's what work kind of does to you, it kind of batters habits
Yeah,
into you. Then when you come to the college, it's almost like a total release from the work. So like Steve says, you really want to be there.
Yeah.
You're really committed and focused to the tasks in hand, and you manage your time really efficiently.
100%.
And you don't fuck
I think
about.
if you're at school and you're just about to leave school, I say go travelling for a year.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't have to do the whole typical gap year.
Gap year.
or whatever it's called, Gap year. But, go and do something, open your mind a bit, and just chill out, because it's a lot to ask, just leaving school and going straight there.
I always say just get a job. Maybe
Oh, yeah, totally.
Maybe get a job for a year or two. Just fucking learn how the world works. Learn about a direct debit. Learn about the shit that they don't teach
Teach
in
in school, which they
Yeah.
should,
Yeah,
by
man.
the way.
When
Like
you
fucking
leave
insurance,
school,
shit
you
like
have
that.
got rakes of time. Do you know what I mean? I'm 30 now, and yeah, Jordan got it wrong. He's not older than me.
Oh.
I messaged him earlier.
Just sort him out.
I know, right? No, but yeah, you definitely, when you're like 18, you think that you've got to do everything straight away.
Yeah.
But see now, when you get older, I think you realise how much time you really had. Do you know what I mean?
You have so
and
much
it's so
time.
easy saying that in hindsight.
Yeah.
But if I had went to uni at 18, there's no way I would have managed. I'd been going out every Thursday night.
I felt it was so weird leaving high school. And I graduated high school a year early, actually. So I was like 17 in college,
Right.
like laughing at the 60-year-old guy next to me because, and I remember just thinking like, these people don't give a shit if I come to class. They're teaching this class no matter what.
Yeah, totally.
The teachers in high school, they were like, Mike, get in class, sit down.
And if you're
get your
fucking
book
about,
over.
they ain't bothered
Yeah,
about
they don't
you.
care. I'll get paid either way. Yeah. So
true.
that was like the biggest difference for me, and it just never sank in with me.
That's what I love about it is the school's responsible for you, but when you get to college, it's really you're responsible for yourself.
Yeah.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, look, if you don't want to come to the class, and I can say this as a lecturer as well, you know, if you don't want to come to the class, fine. If you want to be here, I'll do everything I can to help you. But if you're not here, there's not much I can do.
Yeah.
And on top of that, then when you're not in the class, it's up to you to really, you know, a college, people think going to college is just going for 3 days a week for 2 hours here, 3 hours there, 4 hours there. It's 40 hours a week. The rest of that time is your reading time. That's your studying time. But folk just think that's time to go home, kick back, get FIFA on.
Yeah.
And if you can't grasp something, like, be prepared to go home and teach yourself.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? The lecturer can only do so much.
Self-directed learning.
Yeah.
Once you become you've got the hang of self-directed learning, then you don't need people to spoon feed you. You don't need people to hold your hand. You go out and do your own investigation and your own.
We were talking before. I don't know if we caught this on the preamble. You were talking about learning in different places, and you, Stevie, you were saying that you're partial to a latte at the Starbucks.
Yeah.
And maybe doing some studying there.
It's the right amount of sort of, I wouldn't say distraction, but the kind of hustle and bustle that goes on there
White
doesn't
noise
affect
kinda,
me. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But at the same time, if I'm, I don't know, say like I tried to study down the skate park, get the books out, it'd be too much, there's folk going past and it. I'm honestly the kind of guy that if you let me procrastinate, I'll procrastinate all day.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got some study to do, but you're here, I'll just chat away for a bit
Yeah,
longer.
I'll have a beer.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on, let's do it. Why not
Yeah.
help me study? How do you guys learn best? I'm gonna try what you said though. I'm gonna try and go to different places next time I do need to learn something, probably for work. But how do you guys learn? I feel like I listen to things very well. So like when I was doing the stand-up thing at Blend, I had to say it on my phone and then I listened to it just driving around, driving to work, and I'd listen to it at work sometimes. How do you feel that you learn the best?
I'm probably more of a practical learner, so more of a hands-on learner.
Me too, actually. Yeah, that too.
I mean, I do also enjoy a bit of visual learning, so if you can mix that, say, I don't like sort of PowerPoint all the way through, but if you've got a nice mixture of bullet points and objectives and then linking that to some sort of practical objectives, I really pick that up. Getting my hands on helps me learn.
Yeah.
Doing shit.
Yeah, totally.
Want to be a plumber? Well, I don't want to read a book on how to be a plumber.
Yeah.
I need to go and fix some fucking
Give me a
U-bends.
shitty toilet and let's get to it.
Yeah, well, just maybe
Well,
not a
this is
shitty
it.
one,
I
but
mean-
just give me like a practice one to begin with.
You get the shitty one.
Right, where's the
You
glove?
can be as good as you want at theory, but then stick some tools in front of somebody.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, what's this for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the same in my job. You can talk the talk. Yeah, I know all about levels and all about compression and all this sort of stuff. But ultimately, at the end of the day, when it comes to practically applying it, you might not have a fucking clue. Do you know what I mean?
And there's wee hiccups that come up when you're talking about the real world as well. Like, yeah, sure, to plug that in there, but what do you do if that connection's a bit dodgy? Do you know what I mean?
plug
Things
it
like
in
that.
another one.
Yeah, I like doing things. I like having being hands on as well. I like fucking up. I like getting shit wrong, and then I can be like, you know what? I beat myself up so much when I'm wrong that it sticks with me, and I'm like, I don't want to go down that route again. So now I'm gonna make sure that I'm doing this the right way now.
But then I think that's one of the biggest things we're learning is you've got to be prepared to make mistakes. You can't just, especially with something new, you can't just go in and expect to know it all. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first went in, there was some stuff because I hadn't done any maths or physics in school, and that was a long time ago. And then I went into like my first thermal fluids class, and it was basically like, she's like, the lecturer even said, this is going to be the hardest thing you do all year, and it was.
thermal fluid sounds kind of dirty.
It's
doesn't
kind of
it?
like,
Ugh.
it's under the thermodynamics umbrella.
Yeah.
So we were talking about like saturated steam in a container and all this kind of things, and using steam tables.
Oh, talk dirty to me. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But then I was you know, I felt like I seen this picture on the internet and I was like, oh Christ, that's me in class, and it was a picture of Homer Simpson, and it's like when you answer confidently wrong in class, and it's just him reading the book, and the book's like written on it how to be a retard, and it was me because I was asking things like, you know, oh, it says a half multiplied by something, is that like 0.5? And she was like looking at me like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, sorry.
Yeah,
I'll
and
just shut up.
saying it, that's another thing. That's another big thing for me. Like sometimes I have to ask questions like that. I have to say it, and then when they confirm it there, I'm like, all right, that's it. I can file that away as correct, and then I'll be able to do it down the line.
Yeah, exactly.
I know how that feels though, because I remember in year 2, it's like, right, you guys are doing analog theory and systems. It's all about electrical circuits and all this sort of stuff. So if you've done physics and all that, coming fresh out of school, sound. Mate, I ain't been to school in 16 years. And I'm looking at these electrical circuits and my mind's just starting to fucking like distort and that, and my vision's going all blurry, and I'm like, what's wrong? I'm just like, fuck. But like Stevie says, you've got to just ask the questions. Yeah, you might look like or feel like a bit of a prick for asking them, but if you sit there and say nothing, you'll just go away none the wiser, and you actually feel worse for not knowing.
That's another good thing about being a mature student. You don't give a shit what the person next to you thinks. You're kind of like, you know what, I need to get this. So it's going to make me a better engineer at the end of the day, so I'm going to ask it.
And coming back to that as well, the whole making mistakes thing, I think, well, like I'm trying to get better at Spanish. I've always been trying to learn it, kind of just bits here and there. And they often say that kids pick up languages quicker than adults.
Yeah.
But then I read something recently that said the reason they pick up the languages quicker is because they're not bothered about making mistakes. You know, they get correct. Think about like, well, you've got a kid. You've got what, 2 kids?
2 kids, yeah.
So imagine when they were younger, and you know when they're learning to talk and stuff. There's all those things. What the funniest things kids say in that, and then you're always correcting them. Oh no, you say it this way, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they're not bothered about making mistakes, and then when they get corrected, they go, "Oh, like, I
that's
remember
how it is."
that."
Yeah.
But some adults I've found, like, 'cause I don't care about making mistakes, but I get laughed at all the time for stuff I try and say in Spanish and write in Spanish, you know. But,
Why Spanish though? Sorry.
Man, I've always been going on holiday to Spain and that ever since I was a kid,
I like
and
Spanish.
I love it. I just love it.
I did Spanish all through school. I think Spanish is great. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things. Is sort of like they do say that if you're prepared to make mistakes, you will get better. Because honestly, I come out with some stuff sometimes, and this lassie's like, "Oh, you've used all the right words, but in the completely wrong order and stuff."
Yeah.
But then I remember that because it's funny. I've had a laugh about it. Whereas if I'm trying to nail it every time, I don't make those mistakes. So do you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's a good point with the kids.
I think it does help.
You know, the kids don't have that awareness of the social awkwardness or the embarrassment of somebody going, "What the fuck are you asking that for, you daft?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
So, you know, they don't have that. Whereas, you know, as you become older, you become more, as you say, self-conscious, more self-analytical, more self-aware, and you don't want to look like it. Or don't want to think that everybody thinks that you're a twat.
Cool story about, well, not really cool, scary story about knowing Spanish. So one of my dad's friends, I think it was a white dude, and he was just in the subway, and he heard some guy speaking Spanish about come up and like and rob him, like knock him out and like take his stuff. And he was like, and they probably were talking in Spanish, and they were like, you know, this gringo over here doesn't know what we're talking about. And the guy was like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here now because I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people in New York. And my neighbors, they were Peruvian and Colombian, and I was good friends with their son, and then they were speaking all the time. And I feel like I picked up a lot more from that end school, probably more from them than I did in school.
God,
just from
you learn
the
important stuff. I would say
you do, yeah, and the slang and how they actually speak. Yeah.
Would you say that's probably the most essential second language to learn? Speaking English, being from America, would be Spanish.
That's maybe the first. That'll be the first pretty soon. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Definitely Spanish. Definitely. Yeah.
I reckon for America,
definitely. We all get French and German, but French is pointless, man.
I don't rate it, man. I got a 4 in standard grade, and I can't string a sentence.
It's a beautiful sounding language, but like I was just like, why do we need to learn to speak French or German? It's like I'll learn to speak French if I'm going to move to France one day.
Yeah.
Why do I have to learn this?
Yeah,
and people, especially if you go to places that speak a lot of Spanish, they appreciate it when you give it a shot. Yeah,
and like you say, you can totally pick up when they're saying stuff. And I mean, I'm not anywhere near fluent, but I can tell the general gist. I can. It's funny, and an actual nanny for a wee Spanish lassie. That's how it's helped me a lot. But I remember telling her, like, when I'm listening to like Spanish shows and stuff, I can comprehend way more than I could actually
Say,
express myself. And she said that. She's like, that's one of the things that you'll find, Stephen. She says you'll be able to understand a lot listening to it. You'll be able to look at something written, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know what that's. Yeah, I'm great. And then someone says, oh, like, tell me how you're like feeling, or how did your week go? And then I'm like, about that.
Yeah.
You just got to wonder though, like, how good is, say you go to move to live in Spain and you live, say, in Valencia, right? How good your actual sort of Spanish is. Because if I think about mates that we've had, like my mate French Kev that used to live here back in the day from France, but the type of English he left speaking, having lived in Perth for 2 years,
It's a lot.
is a lot different than the kind of English you would learn to speak if you were living in Staffordshire. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, they could tell within 5 seconds who's this geary.
Yeah.
Well, they would say gringo in America, I think.
Yeah.
But in Spain, I'm pretty sure they say geary.
Geary.
And that's like kind of like your typical tourist.
See, that always blows my mind. I have thought about this. It's like, obviously we understand English, so we can spot the different accents. Australian compared to somebody from Liverpool, compared to somebody from New York, But like, if somebody's speaking German,
Oh, yeah.
you know, or they're speaking another language, you can't pick up that accent. Do you know what I mean?
Different words from
Well,
different parts of German, different dialects. Yeah.
Well, actually,
that blows my mind. Because
Yeah,
I just hear it all and it all sounds the same. But I don't hear but I don't hear the subtle what it is that makes it unique to its district or whatever.
one thing I know, because I was technically, I was born in Berlin. But just because my dad was in the army. My dad was in, fun fact, but my dad was in the army when the wall was up. And then when that went down, we moved back to Scotland. But one thing I remember him teaching me is the fact that, like ich liebe dich, like, I love you. In Berlin, they'll say ich, but then apparently everywhere else in Germany, correct me if I'm wrong, they'll say ich.
Ich liebe dich.
Ich liebe dich.
Ich
Rather
liebe
than
dich.
ich liebe dich.
I'm
I
saying
don't know,
that
I
all
could be
night now.
talking utter shite there, but I'm sure there
But
is
I always
something
thought
like
that
that.
ich was I.
Yeah, but then
The way they
I
say
think,
it's like
but,
ish. But that
No,
might
I think other Germans will say ish.
right, okay.
Maybe I could be wrong.
But that's maybe like the difference between somebody saying yes and somebody saying I.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where you're
Well, I reckon like we're pretty good at hearing accents here, and I'm
I'm
sure
terrible.
a Spanish. I'm sure someone like from mainland Spain could go to like America, New York, and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they sound Mexican or something."
yeah,
like
I always
Yeah.
wondered what it would sound like in English or an English speaking person speaking in a foreign language. Like we can hear somebody from a foreign country speaking English and go, "Oh, he's from Germany." Or, they're
yeah,
from France.
Yeah.
But what do we sound like?
Oh,
do you know what
God,
I mean?
don't even want to know.
There's actually
I'm
no,
fucking
no,
blowing my
seriously.
mind here.
Man, Mike's getting chucked.
I've just lost it, mate.
You can actually, there's a YouTube video you can watch, and it's actually, you can watch it, and it's sort of like what English sounds like to someone that doesn't speak English, even though you understand English.
I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, I know it sounds mental, but see when you watch it, you're actually like, oh my God, I totally see where you're getting it from.
I'm going to write that down.
Because everyone understands kind of like, I don't know, even if you don't know Spanish, you can sometimes tell what a swear word is and stuff like that. Well, maybe not. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what
well,
you mean.
say if you're foreign and you've not heard English before, you've probably seen loads of movies where they're F this and shit and all, kind of the common ones. So you can go, oh yeah, I understand that's an English film or something. So that video on YouTube, you can watch it. And if you just type in like what English sounds for non-English speakers, and see, I was watching it, and you know, occasionally they'll be like, sure. And it's just like this couple having a conversation in their flat, and every now and again you hear, oh, sure. And then, like, it's just kind of words that sound English but aren't English. It's pretty cool to watch.
That sounds like it's going to absolutely fry my head later on, man.
A wee bit.
I'm
but
up
then
for it, though.
You'll probably cut it off, like, after you're like, okay, I get the idea.
We'll put a link to it on the Facebook page after you check it out. Yeah.
That was a wild chat, boys.
I know. Getting out there,
Had a wedding this weekend.
How'd it go?
It went very well. Yeah.
I noticed Big Ralphie was out on the weddings again. Does he just cut about for weddings?
Yeah, he's
Aye.
a wedding crasher.
Yeah.
That guy. No,
So when was that?
the wedding was Saturday.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So went on Friday. We got the kilts in Dundee. And they make, you know how they like try them on here. And I was like, I'm fine. I tried it on a couple of months ago. It's cool. I was like, it's fine. So they kind of wrapped it around my jeans.
Aye.
And I was like, oh, yeah, it's fine. It's cool. So we get out to, it was kind of in Fife, the wedding. At Forester Resort or Forester Park, it's called. You ever heard of it?
No,
really,
never
really
heard of
nice.
that. Looked nice from the
really,
photo.
really nice golf
Oh,
course.
yes. I was just going to say you got 2 golf courses.
Oh, 'cause I was thinking of Paper Dam, I think. Never mind.
All right. So, yeah, the wedding was awesome. Went off without a hitch. Everything was great. I was an usher. Didn't have to do any ushering at all. Just kind of stood up and looked pretty.
Just kind of stand there and go.
That's it.
wait
I
for
didn't
me.
even do anything.
Yeah, no, sit down.
There was other people there just doing all that. He was like, "No, just stand up there." I was like, "Cool. I don't want to screw anything up." Yeah, it went really well. Before that, actually, on the Friday, they had it planned where like me, the groom, and the best man were gonna go to the barbershop, and I haven't been to a fucking barbershop in I don't even know how long. And like a ridiculous actually no, I went to one of the Turkish guys in town, and I got one of those hot shaves, and then my whole head just kind of fucking
But
broke
they
out.
done the dome like.
Yeah, they did a
Oh,
top.
right,
Yeah,
geez.
yeah, and it felt good at the time, and then the hair starts growing in. It's kind of like, oh, it's itchy. You want to scratch everything off. So I went there and I was like, you know what? I'll get a shave, but I'll just get my face, get my beard kind of trimmed up. And I love the barbershop experience.
You never got that done on Saturday.
I got this done on Saturday. Yeah.
Well, that's it back already to that.
Underneath there. Oh, what are you trying to say here? You trying to say it's all?
If you got a hot shave on Saturday, it's
Oh
already
no, not
like
a hot
that.
shave. I just got lined up. I just
right,
got
okay,
trimmed up a
okay,
little
fair
bit
enough,
around
fair
the
enough.
edges. Yeah. Yeah, so it was good being back in the barbershop.
Aye.
You know what I mean? I used to have so much fun. I remember going with my dad when I was young, sitting in the barbershop, and like everyone talking and laughing and jokes and shit. And it wasn't any of that. The guys were Turkish, couldn't understand English. But it was good to just be back in there. And there's
What,
the
New York?
smells. Yeah.
They had the Turkish barbers. in
Oh
New
no, I
York.
mean
Oh,
this
right,
past
okay.
weekend. Yeah.
Right, right.
So from the wedding, no stories of folk getting absolutely smashed.
No, not
Everybody
really.
was on their best behaviour.
Everybody was good. The place was like super posh looking, so it was like nobody wanted to
Usually
get.
some of the wildest ones.
Aye, exactly. It was really insane.
No, nobody got too shitty. So what the nipper, remember the guy I was telling you about who made sure that we got some free drinks at the stag because we had to push back the dinner time?
Oh, the big nipper.
The big nipper, the extremely large nipper. He had a couple too. He had a couple of shandies. He was dancing around. He was on the dance floor all night. Ralphie Roggs also on the dance floor consistently all night. And then I got pulled up there, of course. So I was dancing for a bit. But you don't want to get too sweaty in the kilt. I feel like
No, you've got to go for it, man. Got to go for it.
I had on like the long Under Armour shorts again.
Oh, what you wearing them for?
Why? Should I be?
That's your
Yes,
problem.
Andy,
there.
you got it.
That's why you're
Something to
getting
say.
hot and sweaty there.
Long shorts.
No, they're like bicycle shorts, kind of. But they're like
Underneath the kilt.
underneath the
Oh,
kilt.
nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
The groom said, first of all, no true Scotsman. He said none of that. And then
He said that.
yeah.
How's it? Was he lifting folks' kilts to check?
No, this was the first time I went to, and nobody got their kilt lifted, which I thought was pretty crazy.
No, that's all right. But
Yeah.
Jesus, forcing you to
To
do
be
it.
honest, like when I go weddings, there's no folk cutting about lifting kilts.
No, really? No. The last two times I
Sometimes
wore
folk
it,
lasses
Just
do
the
it and
ladies.
They get a bit steaming, yeah.
Aye.
looking for that old sausage under there. You know
No,
what I
but
mean?
that was interesting how you mentioned that last time about folk lifting kilts and that. 'Cause it's so true. If you done that to a lassie,
Hell yeah.
oh Christ, forget about it.
Bit war
Hey,
out there.
forget about it.
Yeah, forget about it.
It's all right. Yeah, these cycling shorts on.
Yeah, that's all right.
Cycling shorts.
They were down to my ankles.
No such wonder you were sweaty. And
Yeah, it
hot,
was.
though,
It
man.
was.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was.
You
roasting.
had your. I need to look back at the picture, but I think you had your socks pulled up a wee bit high as well.
No, it was. I think it was just because
Or was
Ali
the kilt
mentioned
wearing
this as
a
well.
bit long? Because you're meant to leave a little bit between the kilt and the sock.
You get a wee knob.
Yeah,
a wee knee
I think
out.
it was 3 fingers that you need to do.
Something like that.
But
Hey.
hey, hi-oh.
Hey.
3 fingers
Hi,
under the
hi.
kilt.
3 fingers and a thumb.
Oh,
2 in the pit. No, all right. So yeah, but the kilt when I put it on, this is what I was going to before, but I got sidetracked. The kilt when I put it on just over my cycling shorts, it was kind of sliding down a bit.
Right.
So then I tucked the shirt in and stayed up. It was kind of cool. But then as I was moving around, shaking my ass a bit, it kind of started dipping down. So that's may have
Did
what
you put the
you've
shirt
seen.
on first?
Yeah, and the groom is a bit of a control freak. He was like, "You got to get dressed. You got to put your shirt on, your socks." Da, da, da. I was like, "Look, you're not gonna fucking dress me today,
yeah, you
okay?"
need to do it properly
Well,
though.
yeah.
it makes it
There is a
easier,
right
it
and a
makes
wrong
it
way to
easier.
wear a kilt. But
I was in charge of doing the ties. No one knew how to tie ties. I was like, "What
Would you
fucking
show them a wee
generation
half
are we in?"
Windsor?
Yeah,
That's
full
literally
Windsor.
the only tie knot I know how to do. Half Windsor.
half Windsor.
There's the same YouTube video I watch. It's this French guy. It's on howto.com. It's on YouTube though. And then he's like, you do it like this, and then underneath, and you pull it through, and you have a Windsor. And I watch this all the time. But it still took me about 20 minutes to get all 3 ties made. So the groom's kind of fully dressed, sitting on the couch, like tapping his fingers. And I'm like, all right, just fucking calm down. All right, it's coming. And then the best man was... what?
That's what I would be like if that was my wedding day. I'd be like, why the fuck is this thing kicking off at 3 o'clock? We don't just get started at 10:30, man. Like sitting about pissing about all day, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Every wedding I've ever been to, yeah, it's beautiful seeing 2 of your close people, family, whatever, getting married. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm just sitting there like, right, when's the party start? I want a drink.
Do you know what?
Let's absolutely
I
send it.
think I made this point before. I much prefer going to the night events because, see, by the time the night guests get there, if you've been there all day, you're up and down, you're on your feet all day. I'm like that. I could just go for a fucking wee nap, get my joggies on. In fact, I'll go get my joggies on and then I'll come back to the party.
You wear joggies to a wedding?
I don't give a fuck. I just don't care anymore.
So I was drinking whiskey most of the night because he's a big whiskey guy, and most of the bride's family, they like their whiskey too. Yeah. And I didn't really get a hangover. I think I found my my go-to. I was fine. Drinking a lot of whiskey.
Oh, do you think? Are you drinking it with a bit of water though?
No, I was drinking straight.
Oh man,
drinking
great.
straight.
See, normally when you drink it with a bit of water,
it
brings out
sorts
the
you out.
flavours.
Yeah.
See, and when folk add ice, I always see it in American films and that.
Yeah.
They get ice and the whiskey over it. I'm like, oh nah,
you don't do that.
that's
you don't add
sacrilege, man.
Yeah.
No.
But hey,
bit of
each to
tepid,
their own.
lukewarm water,
Aye.
it's straight into
Yeah,
your
man.
whiskey.
All right, maybe I'll kick it up with that.
My
That's what
dad
Uncle
used
Richard
to-
always used to drink.
My dad used to have these glasses, right, and I used to be like, oh, can Stevie get my whiskey? He was a fine child, didn't worry, but
That's the title episode,
The
though.
glass had a line on it, and he'd be like, put the whiskey to here, and then water to like there, and I had that nailed.
All right. I just think it dilutes it. Oh, it's supposed to dilute it, but I just think that wouldn't.
But it dilutes it in a good way, because it kind of like brings out more flavour.
Yeah. The tasting notes.
I'm not a whiskey
I don't need a palate
aficionado.
for all that notes. It all just tastes the same to me. But
After like 2, I'm fucked.
Some,
anyway.
some I'm like, aye, I can taste the peat there, eh? Like if it says a bit peaty or whatever. But then after that, I'm just like, right, it's just burning me now.
Yeah, the peaty stuff I like, and then it was funny, like, because the groom got us, because in the wedding party, got us gifts, and he got me a bottle, and the tasting notes were treacle, bacon, and bonfires. I was like, first of all, I love this. This is awesome. I love it. I'm going to drink the shit out of it. But bonfires?
Who's munching on a bonfire?
All right. I was like, it's going to be good, and because I do like the peated stuff. I love all that.
But all in all, decent wedding.
It was fantastic.
What
It
were
was
we giving
a really
out
good
of 10
time.
bananas?
9.5. Would have been better if I wasn't as sweaty.
You should just start rating because every week you're up to something, whether you're out on a school trip or
I
you're
know.
away at another wedding.
Rating events? That's
Yeah,
what I
just
should
start rating events.
I had an interesting conundrum, shall we say, while we were staying at the groom's house the night before, and so I woke up. He has quite an extensive whiskey collection, so I had a little bit of a hangover from those whiskeys, but I was still fine. I was still able to function the day at the wedding. So I go into the shower, and in the corner was some toenail clippers.
Okay.
Do you use?
provided for the
No. They were just there. They were his and his wife's toenail clippers. I guess that they would use.
fair
Whatever. Would you use somebody else's toenail clippers, or is that a no?
Nah, it depends who they are.
So let's say you're in a situation. You're at Andy Mac's getting married, and we're staying at his house the night before. Would you use Andy Mac's toenail clippers?
Well, I mean, if it's that big a deal to you, I mean, surely you've done that before. But no, I would use Andy's toenail
Yeah.
clippers, right? Don't see the problem.
How the fuck would I ever find out that he's used them?
No, not even that he would. More for you.
I just fucking
Oh,
use
like
them.
Would
you
you?
think, or are you worried about...
I think I needed to use them, and I didn't because
okay.
I was like, he may be grossed out by that, or she may be grossed out by that.
I think it's more, that's more for you, isn't it?
Quick antibacterial wipe, away you
Aye,
go.
a wee bit.
All right.
What
Big-
Yeah,
the,
that's true.
That's
what
why
the
they call them
barbers have got for their scissors and that.
the big clipper. Ba-boom.
Shooting those things across the room like fucking shrapnel.
There is something about a toenail that's a lot harder than a fingernail.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that makes a toenail a little bit more robust.
That's
I
what
know.
puts me off more when you ask that, is the thought of somebody with big...
Claws.
But exactly.
Yeah.
Or green and that, you know, no clean.
Oh.
I'm not thinking a clean toenail, let's be honest.
No.
I would have used the mic.
No, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
home
I
and use them
mean,
tonight.
Christ, if you're dead.
It's just like I feel like the panic set in. You suddenly like looked up, you saw the clippers, looked down at your feet.
It's
It's like,
probably
shit,
a-
I need
how,
to use
how,
this.
how bad are we talking though? Because I mean, Gilly Bros, you can just swap them things on. With the
I would have cut him in the
affected
shower.
you.
I didn't want to clog up his drain. They're pretty long. I don't want to fuck him up.
Just ran up and stubbed all his toes against the wall, snapped them all off.
They bounced off the wall. Hit somebody. Also, while I was there, they took photos on the golf course. We need to go play golf. I need to get out there and at least try. Like it looked like the perfect day for it too.
I've never played a full 18.
you
Ever. Never.
I'll get you doing the inch, man. They can rent clubs and that. So the Monkey Sword Fight boys are meant to be having a 3-ball. We can easily make it a 4.
Aye.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Some
Get
point
me
in the
involved.
summer. I've hardly played any golf, so I'll need to get warmed
my
up.
best
'Cause I
Happy
didn't-
Gilmore impression.
I didn't want to be coming up and shanking balls or slicing fucking dries and hitting duff chips, man.
Oh, man,
I've been
that's
playing
gonna-
Golf Clash on my phone too. I've been playing that a little bit. So
I deleted it ages ago.
well,
Oh,
don't
does
like
my
it.
head in. Nah, it just does my
Too
head
many
in, man.
alerts I'm getting,
You,
though.
you end up getting absolutely bumped by somebody that's got like 1 million trophies or something.
I don't really play games on my phone too much, but I was like, I want to start playing golf, and I was like, let me get into it, get the lingo down.
That's my
Dude.
jam at the minute. That score match.
Score and match. Oh, the soccer game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get to put yourself in as a player.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's quality.
Why is nobody playing Pacey Bits?
What's Pacey Bits?
Pacey Bits is like FIFA 19 without the gameplay. So you're just sitting there opening packs
What,
and
on your
doing
phone?
drafts and that on your phone. It's fucking mental, man.
You love packs,
That
bro.
sounds
Bro.
that sounds pay to
I
win,
got
though.
I got FIFA 19 again last week.
Yeah. Have you?
I started the game with no money, didn't
Yeah.
invest any money into the packs or anything like that. I had 13k in my account and I turned it into fucking 600k. You want to see my team now, boys? I'm out on the fucking RAPE on the weekend league. Trust me.
How long did it take you to get to that point?
Well,
you've only had the game for
a week.
But you got
Really?
Yeah.
How many hours?
I don't know, but I've been working like a fucking madman in between. So it's been like, right, get home. It's like, what's that, 9:30, 10? Cool. I'll just grind the Ultimate Team Market till 2:30 in the morning. Right, go to my bed.
But you
I'm up
got
at
all the
7:30.
top players, man.
No, I know the top ones, but man, I put
Got a
together.
lot.
I've been.
You got a Ronaldo in there.
Do you know what was really lucky is I was chilling last night, last night, and the market went down. So the whole EA servers crashed yesterday.
Yeah, good for that.
Can hear everyone crying.
Gutted
already.
for everybody. Gutted for everyone that got kicked off the game.
Yeah.
Oh Christ!
I didn't get kicked off.
No.
So it meant that there were all these great cards that are all sitting there, but nobody's able to bid on them because nobody's on the fucking servers.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there like that, going, "I'll have that," and then I just lifted them all.
What,
Went,
you paying money for that?
well, my FIFA coins from
Oh,
the
yeah, of
so I'm
course.
just
Aye, aye.
trading and building my coins, but so.
Is
I'm
it
getting
cheating?
mad into the packs again, bro.
Is it cheating to buy coins? Do you think?
Yeah, and
You gotta earn 'em.
Nah, you get busted for that. They find out now these days
Oh,
if
like
you're
folk
buying
selling
coins.
Oh, I thought you
eBay
could
and
buy them.
You can, but
Oh,
like
okay.
people,
How do folk give them then?
they do like comfort trade sort of thing. So
Right,
like you kind of put up a shitty player
Yeah.
and a bunch of shitty players. So say you want 100,000 coins.
Yeah.
So you put up 10 shitty players for a buy now of 10 grand, and then the people selling the coins will go and buy those players from you for
Right,
10
right.
grand.
Ah, okay.
And then that way that gets it into your account. But you don't want to do shit like that. And I don't believe in paying money to.
It's like a little black market for FIFA, eh?
I just don't believe in giving your money to EA for these packs. It's just like playing scratch cards lottery. The chances you get in Messi, Ronaldo, Icon, Frank Rijkaard are like 1 in a million.
Yeah.
I packed one last year actually, but like that's besides
Yeah.
the point.
Nah, that,
Of course you
that
didn't.
ruins
Well,
games, man, when folk are getting to, because all the folk that are rich, all these rich kids, they just get the huge
You could just-
advantage over somebody that's
yeah.
got nothing.
You
know
just
what
go
I mean?
in and pump like $1,000 into the game. And the thing is, even if you pack nothing, you just sell the shit you get in your packs and you got fucking 10 million coins in your account.
Yeah.
But I like the road to glory. You don't start with anything. You don't put any money in. You do their little objectives to get the free packs, and you just start trading. And
Yeah.
I'm not joking. I went from 13k to 600 grand
Miss Men.
over the course of a few days.
That's
now.
fucking crazy. That's got me wanting to play something. now.
It's the way my brain works. I'm analytical, so I'm like, right,
Aye.
I don't need to rush in.
Yeah.
I'll sit and peruse the market while I'm doing something else.
Peruse the-
You know what I mean?
Get into stocks or something. Maybe that's what you need to do.
That's what I was thinking.
Scouting that virtual.
Day trader.
Honestly, I'd love that.
Oh, yeah, that Forex. You get like that practice account.
You
and
do,
all that.
yeah. I was just gonna say that they got those apps where you can practice. They give you like, I think they give you like 50 grand
Do you
to
not
start.
need? Do you not need like a solid grand at least to be doing any sort of heavy
Oh,
stuff?
probably,
that
yeah,
way?
yeah.
Insider trading will sort that.
Been a busy. It's been a busy month actually for me. Got the wedding. I moved into Medvin.
How's the new crib?
The new crib's it's great. I had the girl stay over for the first time last night.
Connie's no kicked you out yet. No.
She has it. No.
I know. I've noticed you've been
Whoosh.
selling half your possessions on
Yeah.
Facebook. And
That's all fucking sorted. Thank God. Oh my God. Yeah, so Connie was good enough. She got him like these little boxes with all like little household shit, like body wash and like little loofah things. Is that what you guys call them, loofahs?
Oh, like that.
The sponges,
Oh,
little
stick
silky
thing?
sponge
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
got her some of those and like little face masks that they can wear and a little popcorn thing. And we watched a movie the other night, and My oldest daughter, Skylar, she doesn't sleep well. And I thought it was because I lived on Fuse Road and the fucking buses come down there every 20 minutes and the whole house used to shake. But she just doesn't sleep very well. And it was a new place, so I kind of expected it at first.
You're maybe excited as well. Eh?
That too, yeah. And she got up 4 times in the middle of the night. Like once at like 3 in the morning and then again like at 3:45. And I was like, I thought these days were over. I was like, I've been a parent for 10 years. It shouldn't be happening. But she eventually went to bed, I think probably at like 4:45. And then I went to bed, so I'm fucking exhausted. And then we woke up to the house that we live in used to be like a pub, but they've kind of built Connie's house or built our house, and then they had like different parts. So now they're rebuilding, they're knocking down stuff, so they're knocking down a wall in the back at around 8:30 in the morning, just here.
Traveling right through the house.
So now I'm waking up after having like 3 hours sleep, hearing these guys knock these things in. It's a listed building though, because we had to pay. We had to ask the council to get like the gutters changed, and I was like, these guys are kind of like cowboys, because when she first bought the house, like there was water leaking from places and different light switches were turning things off, and I was like, they definitely didn't ask for permission. I think that's got to be fucking overrated. Like I think that if you do change something, the council won't be like. They won't give a shit.
I think
the council are really strict on
really
permit and grade listed buildings. You can't fuck with them. So if you notice, walk down the high street any day, look at all the flats above the shops. Notice how they've all got shitty single glazing windows.
Oh God, yeah.
That's because they won't let you change the
Some
windows.
houses, if you get
That's what we got too. Yeah.
Yeah, if you some buildings, if you change like the roof or whatever, they're like, nah, it's got to be that kind of slate, and your gutter's got to look old school.
Yeah, but why though? But I don't understand why.
Well,
preserve the heritage of the buildings and stuff.
Put
like
it
that.
this way: if everyone was allowed to do what they want, you could be walking down, I don't know, any street, and there's just like crazy shit going on. It just, they said, I agree with like yourself. I think if you buy somewhere,
let it go.
You should be allowed to do whatever
Do
the
whatever
fuck
you want with it. Yeah, or just jack the price up then.
Yeah, exactly. But I know fine well, like even my house in Skun, man. Like if we converted the loft, but I know if I put in one of these big Velux windows that kind of folds down it into a balcony.
Yeah.
Oh, forget about it, man. The council will be chapping on the door like a week later.
That's
I just see
Tell
these
me,
things,
tear it
people
down.
that build big sheds and that in their gardens and stuff like that, and because of the size of the shed, it's deemed to be more of an outhouse or an additional type of building or an additional dwelling or whatever. So they're within the rights to come and say, you need to tear that down.
That's mental.
All you need, and that's the other thing, if you do it without the planning permission, but you think nobody's going to bother me, all you need is one scooty fucking neighbour to pitch up
in.
and
old 65-year-old dude who wants to preserve. He's like, I didn't change my house. You're not changing yours.
you see these folk like scrapping over like trees and stuff like that. You just cut down the side of my tree. I'll fucking cut the whole thing down in a minute, mate. Like, honestly, shut up.
At my old place, I had my trees cut. There was like trees that they said were on their border, and they were kind of split in our house, but they were split in like our front lawn. Came home one day, all the fucking trees were cut down. I was like, what the fuck is this? He was like, oh yeah, they were on my property line. I was like, yeah, you still could have came and said like, hey, I'm cutting these trees down.
Some folk are so petty.
Yeah. The listed building thing really annoyed me because the windows, the bottom windows are double, but the top aren't. And then they were like, no, you got to get permission for the top ones. I was like, why?
Stupid. Eh?
What's the point? There's absolutely no point.
Just the thing is, if you make the application, you're probably likely to get it if half the windows have already been changed.
Yeah, it's true.
But
We got the gutters changed. They were okay with the gutters, so.
Or you get double glazing, and as long as it looks similar to how it looked before.
Well, that's what you could see when I'm driving out to the wedding on Saturday. You could see like there's a lot of big old houses out there, and you can just tell it's like there's old brick, and then these pristine white windows in there. It's like, oh, they got a little money, and they talked to the council. They were like, no, we're changing these. It's warm. It's cold in here.
you don't like it cold, do you?
I don't like it cold.
No, double glazing's needed.
Nice and warm in here as well.
You need to nip this in the bud, Mike. Get
I
onto
know.
that council, get the nip in straight away, man.
Nip away.
Thing is, as well though, single glazing, it's not just about looks though. I mean, you're
It's efficient.
wasting leck.
Yeah, it's inefficient. I mean, being inefficient is definitely a no.
Just go and date, Mike. Just do it. Do whatever you want.
I know I should. Being inefficient is a no, but you know it's Braw.
Bro, or no?
Bro, no.
Braw or no? Braw or no? Braw or no?
Bloody hell.
Took you a while to get that out, Andy. What's going on?
I'm all over the place here, Michael. All over the place.
We're gonna go. We'll go with the ones on the Facebook page. I kind of booted off a bit today.
I've hardly been on Facebook
13
for about 5
comments.
days,
Hey.
man. Been wonderful.
All right, so we'll go with all comments here. Bobby Parker,
Sup, Bobby?
Bob, bullfighting. Braw nah. He says 100% no. Spanish dicks leave the bull alone. Bullfighting.
Bullfighting.
Braw nah.
Yeah, I don't think there's...
I think it's a bit excessive at the end when they stick all the knives and those swords in it. I think that's a bit excessive.
You don't need to kill it.
No.
If you want to have a bit of fun with it and wave a bit of red cloth at it, fair enough. You don't need to kill it.
Well,
Yeah.
when I seen that, I immediately thought of all these videos I watch already. And it's not bullfighting, but it's basically, you know, have you ever seen it where they block off, like, basically a route down the high street, for example, and they just let a
Running with the bulls.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
no.
That looks
You gotta
like-
be crazy to do that.
Man, that looks like ultimate crack.
That looks
reckon
like
I
an
would get
adrenaline
such
dump.
a thrill from getting chased down the street by a bull.
man.
And all I'm saying is that the bulls that I've seen,
Yeah.
they destroy people.
Yeah.
Like that's not bothering them one iota, like ploughing through a crowd of people.
I would
and I've
love
seen
to
some
do that as well.
serious,
Would you?
Oh, I'd love
Man,
to.
I have seen some serious
Nah.
serious injuries. Like
I don't even like being around horses or cows, let alone bulls. So something with a horn, I can shove it up me. Like, I'm not doing that.
I think there's a lot of people in Spain that are kind of basically there's a lot for it and there's a lot against it. But from all the Spanish people I've spoke to, they've said that's not going anywhere.
No.
It's too
maybe a bit-
ingrained.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit like the old sort of fox hunting culture in this country, although that was changed, you know, nearly 20 years ago. But it's maybe one of these things, as you say, it's so much part of the culture now that some people are, you know, adamant that it should stay. I don't think they should kill it. I think if they want to do the show bit with the red thing and all, you know,
Yeah.
the cloth,
I don't see the harm in, you know, if you want to let a bull loose in a ring.
The thing
and
is, if
they
it-
got to try and dodge it.
yeah. But then people are saying, you know, that animal's been kept captive.
like a
Yeah.
psychological
As long as it's
thing, aye.
being treated, you know, ethically, then we're cool with it. So
Well, they've got that thing in America, don't they? Where it's like the rodeo.
yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, they ride it. They-
That thing doesn't. I wouldn't see that harming a bull, but a lot of people will say, "Aye, that's not good to be doing that."
Well, it's
You know what
weird.
I mean?
Well, who knows what they're doing psychologically to this thing? Because they got them in these tight pens. They throw this 200-pound guy on them, and then it just tries to get it off.
It's
Maybe it's
Texas.
panicking, you know.
It's Texas though, so
So you gotta
probably
say-
So probably at the end of it, the thing gets carved up into a 72-ounce steak somewhere. and
Some
then
guy
that's
named
it.
Jim Bob fucking
Yeah.
throws it on a grill and eats it. Yeah. All right. So bullfighting. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna say no because I don't like that they kill him at the end.
Do they get like properly like pure enraged and they're all like wound up after they've been thingy?
Yeah,
about it?
yeah,
See, I think if they're going to
That's
continue,
why they stab them though with it.
see, I think if they're going to continue to do the thing with the cloth, that like after they finish with that, they should just leave it in there and chuck something in there that it could just molt and get all its like anger out. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, I'm a no.
A no.
But I am braw for running through the street getting chased by a bull. As long as it doesn't get malakid at the end.
All right, bull
'Cause I'm
running.
up for that.
Let's do bull running too then. So you're gonna say, bro, what do you think
I'll say Bill for the running.
for the running?
Yeah, but I don't think we should.
Yeah, braw for the running.
Yeah, but
You
not
could outrun a
antagonising
bull.
it.
They probably. I said no to that too. They're probably petrified. They're running down the street with all these people. They're probably trying to get away from these
You
people.
say that, but man, I've watched people.
I've seen them go for a few people, too.
They go for people, man.
Probably like getting hit by a small car.
Well, put it this way. All
With
I'm
a
saying
point
is,
on it.
you ever been to farms here where
Yeah.
they've got bulls and they're not getting asked to do anything. They're just getting fed
Yeah.
and eventually maybe bred or killed, right? No torture.
Mm.
You walk past some of those pens with those bulls and they're squaring up to you. They want to go for you.
Yeah,
And I've
shaggers.
done nothing to them.
Absolute
Them
shaggers,
are
right?
like-
So how does it work? Does the bull fuck all the cows? How does that work?
He just pumps what he wants, mate.
Me, if I get too close. Oh, tangent. I was walking through the fields in Medvin, and you could walk like through the back way, and there's like horses there. So Connie was like, "Oh, you just walk through there with the dogs." So I opened up the gate and I walked through there, and the horse kind of like perked up and looked over there, and then kind of took a couple of steps sideways, like, "I knew this motherfucker didn't come in here," and I was like, "Nope." I'm going back the other way. There's no way I am messing with this horse right now with these dogs.
Back to the
Absolutely not.
path.
Yeah, so I just
Well,
walked back through the marsh.
Your problem's the cows, though, because I've heard that, like, you know, have you ever been walking through a field and then all the cows just sort of kind of like converge on you?
Yeah.
And I've heard about loads of folk walking their dog, and eventually they just charge for them. And I remember being a kid playing in fields and that, and all these cows come in, and like we were mucking about, and me and my pal are like, what are they up to? I didn't know how close I came to like possibly getting trampled.
It's funny you said it. Connie sent me a video every time she walks her doors around her normal route. She's like, "Oh, the cows are following me down the road." I'm like, "No, those cows want to fucking run you over. You better stay away from those things. They're like, steal our fucking milk. We're coming to get you." Okay, Bobby Parker again. Waiting on the bus and junkies having a shouting conversation across the street. Bra or nah? Bra or fuck nah? Shut your pie hole.
That's all far too familiar in Perth, isn't it?
Can I
shouting each other.
can I just say I was in Asda's today, and you know when you get to the top of the sort of produce aisle,
Yeah.
before you can head into like meats or split off down to hair products and
Yeah.
the like. And I got up there and just turning around the corner, and all I hear is Maxter. I'm like that. I turn around, and it's like my mate standing way down at the fucking doors at the entrance to Asda's, like fucking shouting at me up the aisle, just to be like, "All right, mate." And I turned round and I was like, "All right, man, what's happening?" And as I turned round, one of the home pickers was coming, and I banged into her and knocked 2 of her fucking hangs off her trolley.
Disaster.
I'm not going to say his name, but that was your fucking fault. I had to help that woman pick her shit up.
Yeah, aye. You didn't want to be that guy. 'Cause
No.
even
Folk shouting
you're
like,
cutting
oh.
about in your joggies and a hoodie, and you're shouting at anyone down the street. Folk are just thinking, "Who's this?"
That's
junkie?"
it.
It's 8:30 on a Monday morning, and I'm in Asda's. I'd been up trading till about 3:30 this morning on FIFA. Then I'd be fucking shouting at
Oh,
me,
that's
right?
why you were grumpy. Didn't get enough sleep.
Oh, busy.
Yeah, but Alistair McKay also chimed in and said junkies in general, massive nah. Yeah, so nah for that one, yeah.
No,
It's a straight up no.
Chris Kasser, Bond being played by a woman. He says, nah, he was written as a certain character type, suave womanizer, he puts in brackets, doesn't need to be played by an Albanian, gender-neutral, paraplegic hedgehog. Happy for new characters in films and books, but not changing the main foundation of the character.
Okay, let me throw this at you. Let's change James Bond to a woman, but
Okay.
let's keep the same personality traits and characteristics as
So
James
she'll
Bond. So
still
she's
be
just
going
going to
for a
be
wifey.
going to. Yeah, so James Bond is now Jane Bond.
Right.
Okay.
But she's still got the same sort of personality traits and that. She likes a drink, going out shagging and all that.
But
Yeah.
is she
So
still
she's-
a womanizer?
well,
Yeah.
she'll be a manizer.
Oh, okay.
She's
right,
a
okay.
manizer.
If folk are happy with that, then folk will probably be like, "Oh, what a
Jane
terrible
Bond.
role model, making her out to be a slut and all that."
Yeah, they'll play it that way.
Yeah, so it's not going to work. So no from me.
Oh, okay. Stevie, what do you think?
Look, I'm not going to come off as like politically correct here. But
Uh-oh.
I'm going to tell you how I feel. But like, if you really think that a film, especially one as established as Bond, if you really feel like you need to change that character in any sort of crazy way, make sure it's for a reason. Like, obviously, is that definitely happening or what? Like,
I don't know. I never
But-
heard that. I heard about
All
Idris
that-
Elba, but I didn't hear about a woman.
I was kind of stoked when I heard that actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, all I'm saying is, if it's for any reason other than it ticks a box, then I'm for it.
Yeah.
But if it's just because
Don't
it's
do
always
it.
been a guy and it's
Yeah.
just to appease somebody that's
Well, just make it a woman, but make sure that she is
Consistent with
shagger.
James
consistent
Bond.
with James Bond's
Yeah.
character.
I'm
And then,
happy with
and
that.
then everybody
Yeah,
will be like,
if-
"Oh, you're making her out to be an alcoholic fucking."
But there's a
Aye.
way to do that in a way that
Yeah.
not anything.
Eh,
I mean, you can just do it the same way.
Yeah,
It doesn't need to
and
be.
Don't take that the wrong way, because there's many films that I've seen with strong female leads that I think
Yeah.
are absolutely savage, like Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Quality, and no one watched that and thought, "Oh, he's just doing that
Listen,
to tick a box."
I'm not asking for Bridget Jones's fucking Diary to be remade with Hugh Grant in the lead role. So why are we talking about James Bond being
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just come on.
You know what? Bond's established. Bring back Pierce Brosnan. No,
Yeah.
Love Pierce
So
Brosnan
no,
as Bond.
That's my Bond. Pierce
Yeah.
Brosnan is my Bond.
I'm like me and you are the only people who have liked Pierce Brosnan as Bond.
To me,
oh,
he
do
is,
you?
he is James Bond to me.
But I
Me
like
too.
Roger
Like-
Moore the best. He was a top shagger. Top shagger. Like, he was.
Sean Connery, because he was Scottish, but yeah, Pierce is still my guy.
70s James Bond.
I do
man.
like Daniel Craig. I like how dark and kind of brooding he was. And I know that all films are kind of trending that way now, but I kind of like that. But Pierce Brosnan definitely, that was
I
my guy.
enjoyed Craig, but I thought he was a bit sketchy.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, you're not. Bond's meant to be like, just clean, managed to do everything.
Yeah.
I felt like that. It was a Casino Royale was the first one with Daniel Craig. I remember watching that and going, what's happened to Bond? Like, and then they'd done that whole, like, he ordered a drink and they were, like, shaking her stirred and he's like, oh, whatever. And I was like, whoa. What's
Ease
going on
up,
here?
You had one line, all right?
Just that he was a bit sloppy. But
Yeah.
I enjoyed the films.
Whatever. Yeah, so that was Chris Cassar, and then
No,
says-
you haven't said that.
oh, all right. I'll say being played by a woman, bro. You could do it. It's possible. There's great writers out there nowadays. You can flip it. You can do whatever you want. With Game of Thrones, I mean, this last 3 seasons has been written by HBO staff and not necessarily by the writers. You could do whatever you want. Just do it right. And I don't want, like you said, I don't want to hear any of that. Oh, she is. She's a whore because she's sleeping around. No. We're playing by the same rules, and I'm the same as you. Let's not do it because the Me Too movement is huge. Let's do it because we think this person is right for the role.
Exactly.
And we think she can pull it off and throw her out there, put her on screen. Let's do it.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I'm Braw for it. If it's for those reasons.
All right. So who would you choose?
You're not converting me. I'm still
No, it's
saying
cool.
no.
Who would you choose as a female Bond? Off the top of your head, quickly. Bonus round.
Oh Christ, that's just.
I would choose Captain Marvel. What was her name? Who's that Captain Marvel?
I never watched that.
I'll look her up. She was good.
I go for Glenn Close.
Glenn Close.
Female Bond.
You want to see her shagging her
That's
ass?
a hard one.
No,
to
but
play.
she's just such a good actress that
Yeah.
I've never ever seen her in anything where I've gone, oh, she was crap in that.
What about Jennifer Aniston?
I actually was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Her is Bond.
Maybe. You
Bond,
just can't get
Bond,
Rachel
no.
out of you.
I don't know, like.
Just can't get Rachel out of
No,
you.
I just can't imagine. Well, maybe.
Oh,
but I just
okay,
can't
I'll
imagine
shoot ya.
Jennifer, I can't imagine Jennifer Aniston doing anything sort of mental, like kicking down
No.
the door with an Uzi or something. You know,
No.
Be good if she did, though, eh?
yeah, it would be pretty quality.
All right, next one. Night and Day podcast. Shout out to them.
Haven't
Shout out
PJ
to-
in a while.
shout out to our Canadian friends. Wearing a kilt, bro. No, I don't know. I think we may have done this. I'm not sure. I think we may have done under a kilt. Saw Mikey and his on the weekend and just wondered what you boys think of wearing them.
There's a
PJ
picture
has
of
worn a fake one. Yeah, if you check out our Facebook page on the Braw and No post, you'll see PJ and his. PJ has worn a fake one, tartan tablecloth, to a Robert Burns themed dinner party.
Oh, nice one, PJ.
Yeah,
No, I respect.
look at PJ supporting the Scottish side.
Look at him. Instead of skiing dude, he's got a kitchen knife down his sock there. PJ, what are you doing?
A butter knife. Got the stems out and everything, PJ.
I don't think I need to answer that. I think you know what.
Yeah.
Love a kilt.
I think we could easily answer for Jordan would say bro.
He
as
would
well.
definitely say
I
bra.
can't be any more Braw about that. Let's be honest.
I would like that to be kind of like mainstream fashion again. Go to a job interview, throw a kilt on. Why not?
Did Kanye West not cut about wearing like a skirty
did.
kilt thing for a bit?
He had a
with
leather
Tim's
one.
on?
Yeah. I think that's part of his fashion line, his new fashion line. Bringing back kilts. You know what? Just watching Game of Thrones that I had, they like those. It's like all in one kind of suit, but it fans out into a kilt. But it was kind of leather or like some type of a hard fabric. Yeah, that would be kind of cool to wear. Keep me warm. I'm a bitch when it
See,
comes to
this is the thing. I think a lot of folk see Braveheart and think that we were all cutting about in kilts back in the day. But from what I learned from history is that wasn't the case at all.
Was it not?
You know, we'd be wearing like, well, I could be wrong. I'm sure there's somebody listening that can.
Ali will check you
The
if-
subject, but I'm pretty sure because I seen somebody in Edinburgh. I was in Edinburgh the other day and basically seen someone kind of cutting about, kind of dressed in old school stuff. And you think it's something like Bonnie Prince Charlotte, nice tunic hanging, like Outlander.
Yeah.
Outlaw King, sorry, Outlander.
sleeveless kind of joint.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
like wee kind of
Okay.
waistcoaty, capey thing. I don't know, but not what you think.
Oh,
Braveheart
really?
is,
All right.
aye.
That's kind of ruined my
It
whole
ruined
fucking
my
historic
childhood. It ruined my
Scotland
childhood when I thought that.
yeah.
No,
Ah.
like, we still like. I think there was a time when kilts were all the rage, but there was also a time like William Wallace. He wasn't running about in his tartan. I don't
No,
think.
Oh.
no. One of the most fascinating stories I ever read about to do with the kilt was I read a book about snipers in the First World War, and a lot of the guys were writing in the book. They were saying how lucky the guys were from the Black Watch regiments and that because they didn't necessarily have the trousers. So
Yeah.
what they were able to do is essentially roll the kilts up, so they were able to keep essentially their kilt
Dry, yeah.
as they were wading through all this mud and everything else that was going on within the trenches, particularly in places like Passchendaele. The Battle of Passchendaele was famous for the amount of rain that fell and all the shells turned it into just a mud bath, basically. That was one of the little anecdotes. Was the guy was saying, "God, I would have been really lucky if I'd been in the Black Watch regiment because I could have had a kilt. Therefore, my bottom half of my clothing could have stayed dry."
Fun
while I was
fact
in the
about-
trenches.
Aye,
So
well,
interesting.
Pass that on to the rest of your comrades
Fun
there.
fact about that: the Black Watch, because of the fact that they used to wear the kilt in battle, they actually got the nickname "Ladies from Hell."
Really?
Aye.
Oh, that sounds like the Americans are getting that. Yeah.
No,
Fuck
I
it
don't
up.
know how that goes way back because I can't remember when it came in, but they stopped wearing the kilt during battle at some.
I think we should bring it back. Next function that you guys go to, where not even function, just like a job interview.
I'll wear a kilt at a wedding. That's
Oh,
generally
man.
the rule.
Christ,
Imagine like
man.
going to a funeral in a kilt though.
Oh, that'd be all
I'm
right.
sure there are folk that probably do it.
Aye,
like,
but I reckon if you're doing
ex-pipe
that, you
band
must have
boys
like a separate one, no?
I wonder. That's
What's your tartan look like? Do you know?
Macfarlane tartan? I've got two. They're both absolutely bogging, mate.
Are they? Is it green?
Yeah,
in
one
it?
of them's like a horrible dark greeny sort of looking
Oh,
colour.
I don't like the green.
I really like black and grey tartans.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Or just all black. I like. Yeah.
Stuart tartan's all right, but I don't like that really red, bright sort of tartan, like the shortbread
it's
tin
nice.
colour.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
You
See,
at
that's
your
the green I
skate
can
jam?
like. Yeah. That's nice.
You wear a kilt to the skate jam?
Aye, I did last year.
Did you?
Yeah, but I had.
Did you wear cycle shorts underneath?
No, but I did have to wear boxers just because I know what happens in a kilt when you're skating about. It flaps up and everything.
Ah.
Like if it would have got a knife though.
Brucey's cutting about his Rambo and you're cutting about on the kilt.
All right, we'll fire through a couple of these more. Wet rooms or shower rooms? Bra or no?
Is that where you can get the whole thing just
The whole
soaking?
room, there's,
Oh,
there's like just a drain in the middle of the room and it just kind of all funnels down.
I think
You
that's
like
the
those?
best thing ever.
I don't feel like you're going to get them clean. I'm going, no. I feel like they're always kind of just damp, especially if you have a lot of people in your house.
Yeah, I reckon if there's any sort of dodgy installation with that, you're asking
know.
for trouble.
Oh,
But
I think that's bra.
done.
Do you?
Like
Yeah.
a hotel or something like that where you can just chuck water everywhere. I love it.
Didn't you
Yeah,
say it needed
yeah,
to
that's
be in
it.
my house? You know, so if I can go someplace and it's got one, I'm fucking in it. Like
I'm going, no. Go, no.
from a hygiene, I get what you're saying though, because it's. But then how
Depends what
often?
it is, though.
And where do you put
Nails
like
or
your bath
what?
mat or like a shower mat? You just
How
put it
often
on
are
the
you on
outside?
your hands and knees scrubbing around the edge of the toilet and scrubbing around the edge of the bath and the shower and that?
Yeah, if you have
Yeah.
a wet room, you shouldn't be having a bath mat. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Do you just drop your towel down there and just
Well,
jump
because
out on that?
you want the
'Cause
water
then the
to
whole
go
room-
to the drain. If you got a bath mat, it's just going to be sitting in water, no?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. But no.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So you're saying
I would want to turn
Bra?
it into a steam room. Just have the shower on for an hour, get a couple of jengies and you head in with a tin and just fucking
Well,
hang out
that's,
for
they say
half
that
an
for
hour.
smoking in a hotel room. You
Steam it
crack the
out.
shower
Yeah.
on and then you can smoke and then problem solved.
By the way, going to this whole, I was in
Drop
this hotel the other night for this wedding, and like we need to have. I've said it on here before. They need to have the shower knobs all one way. So you turn it left, it's hot. Turn it cold, for right. There's no point in getting me fucking freezing in there or get me burned in there because you want to have some fancy fucking towel.
It's always a struggle, eh?
Yeah, it is always a struggle. We said this before, the air fresheners, leaving them in the package as the instructions, the tree air fresheners, bra and all.
Get out.
Get it out.
Get it out.
Get it right out.
That just looks, it does look tacky though.
It does.
Imagine that's the air freshener and you got like half the wrapper hanging off.
There's got to be a better way
And
to
it
do
tells
that.
you to peel it off at certain like levels down. It's like a week. And
It
then
is.
after 2 weeks,
It is.
like, I can tell you what I did yesterday. Never mind when I bought the fucking air freshener. Just get that thing whapped out the bag and hung up. Like, get on with it.
Do you replace your air fresheners as you go, or do you have like a bunch of them just hanging in your car?
I wait till they dry out completely and literally you touch them and they turn to dust, man. Right? And you just grab it
Use
down,
it
you
for
just
a
mash it
fire.
in your hand like that.
But this is my first car, so I've not really got a choice. That's my first one. So. But no, I guarantee you, I'm just going to launch that as soon as it stops smelling.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be having a million.
Bro, they honestly, I swear to God, they last about 3 days.
They do. They don't
think?
last very long. Maybe a little bit longer than 3 days, but they don't last very long. And maybe it's because we're taking the bag off them.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% what I was going to say.
And probably the temperature changes as well. It's probably really hot in your car sometimes. And it gets cold.
It's
And
going to dry out. That's
with it.
the
Or been
magic.
smoking in it.
Yeah, exactly. The magic tree rep's going to like hit you up and be like, "Oh well, that's why we say about the.
We'll tag 'em in
packets and
this,
The lines
yeah.
you got to peel them off a wee bit.
so
Magic tree rep. What
yeah.
a lonely and depressing job that sounds.
they
eh?
probably get a lot of sales
Driving
though.
about to garages. Oh, I've got this new scent. It's like, nah, we just
They
stick
sell
with the new
themselves.
What's that? Forest scent.
We got some new scents today, guys.
I know.
This is Buckfast. Here you go.
Oh, hey.
All right, so you're saying bra for leaving it in the no for leaving it in the package.
Oh,
yeah.
get it out
car.
that packet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leave it.
Last one,
Sack that pack.
cruises. Bra, no, going on a nice cruise.
Oh, like a Caribbean, like a big
Caribbean
ship.
cruise, yeah.
Nah.
You ever
No?
looked into it?
Yeah, I've been on a cruise before, yeah.
Did you? It's
Did you get sick?
Not from that, probably from too much alcohol, I guess.
well, see, this is what I read, and it totally put me off. You know, this whole like, oh, you get this card and you can get like so many drinks a day, or else
Yes.
you're paying for them.
Yeah.
Oh, you can go offshore. Can we bring our booze back? Nah,
No.
that goes in the hold. See, that's to me, that's a bit shit. Like,
Yeah,
you should be allowed to bring your booze in and drink that.
It should be like a plane. It should be
Ah,
duty
exactly.
free. I'm going to buy it here. I'm going to bring it back with
The
me.
minute that you exchanged your money for the ticket, you gave up your right for your holiday. Essentially, you became a prisoner of the cruise ship.
Yeah,
And
no, that's a
they
good
are-
way. That is a good way to
They
put it,
are
though.
completely in charge of what you're doing and controlling what you're able to buy and consume whilst on the
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah, that's true.
And you always hear a lot of stories about them not being very clean and all this kind of stuff, and lots of people get sick. But I'm sure they're all right. But at the end of the day, it'd be much better just getting a fucking EasyJet somewhere to the Mediterranean.
The
and
money.
using that money you saved on the
Yeah.
cruise to buy an ice hotel, and then you can spend it on what you want.
Yeah, but it's like a hotel and a flight in one.
They're also a really good place to murder people, apparently.
Oh,
The amount of people,
Mac.
the amount of people who go missing on cruise ships, and they put it
Well.
down to staff who are apparently, you know,
Getting a little backhander from
well,
somebody.
well, no, seeing maybe a pretty young guest or
Aye,
something like
yeah,
that, or somebody
sure.
that they might want to take advantage of, and then they're fucking doing that and then launching them off the side. I'm serious.
Well,
yeah.
here, you know, it's funny you said that because I can't remember the episode I was talking about Unresolved Mysteries. It was one of the Braw I'd done.
Yeah.
But that was one of them. It was a Disney cruise, and there was this whole thing. There was a member of staff that had apparently been on the phone and just went overboard.
Yeah.
And they pure Disney went in, like, hushed it all up, spoke to all their staff, don't speak to anybody, that kind of thing. And she was from down south somewhere, I'm sure. And there was a, like, to this day, no one really seems to know what went on there.
Fantastic place if you want to bump somebody off. Hey, come and have a look at this over the railings.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen though. You imagine like an old couple going for a cruise or something, and he's like, "Oh, I've got a hefty insurance package on her."
Yeah.
Just like
Bold
punt her off
granny
the
off.
And a wee
Yeah.
bimbo back at home. Do you know what I mean? Like, happy days. Like,
Bimbo, unused word. We need to use that more.
Ah,
Bimbo.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say Braw. You guys, I'm assuming no, unless you want to murder somebody, then it's a Braw.
Unless you want to kill somebody or get sick.
yeah, it's enough for me.
Give up your rights for
No,
2
see
weeks.
the thing is though, it's the money I could spend on a cruise. Oh, I'd have a ball of a time.
Yeah.
in Spain or something.
Loads of great jobs for audio engineers and that, because these places are putting on productions of it. It's crazy. It's like
but
Monday
it's
night.
wild, man.
Yeah.
Monday night they're doing a full stage production of Aladdin.
Yeah.
You're like, you mad? Like, you know, to the production, everything that goes into all these performers and musicians and stage crews, all this, that, just to keep the folk entertained. It's a fucking serious operation, man.
I heard that when you're not on shift, because you're on there for a few days, when you're not on shift, you can't be on deck, like you can't be above deck.
You're in like below deck with the
Yeah,
staff and
so you have to stay down there for You're
Hey,
probably
so-
on, day off.
I'm
but-
sure some of the big ones have got like staff pools and that though.
Oh,
They've
really?
Got, like, well, maybe I'm maybe just talking
They're-
shite
they're
here,
like
but I'm sure they
fucking
do. They
float
have
buildings.
like
They're huge.
No,
Stuck in your wee
we-
cabin with your laptop,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wanking
Dude,
away
I
for
was
a
gonna
day.
say, I was gonna say nothing else to do.
In your dark wee fucking
then
cabin.
You already
well-
murdered someone last week. You can't do it again this week. You
Perfect
gotta.
place if you're a crazed, creepy serial killer. Do you know what I mean?
You know what was really cool though? There was like 8 restaurants on the one that we went to, and you have the same waiter with you every time. So you book in before you get on the boat, and then you go to dinner, and you have the same waiter who follows you around. And about midway through the week, he was kind of like, "Yeah, there's like 5 more lobster tails. We kind of overordered. You want one?" And I was like, "Fucking yeah! Give me 5 lobster tails. Let me have them." So he was just bringing me out all this food for no reason.
It's lucky you got a good one, because imagine you got stuck with a waiter for the whole week and he was absolutely shite.
That's it though. I mean, I think if you're wanting to just chill the fuck out and enjoy nice food, some shows,
Yeah.
sit on the deck, then sure. But I'm far too restless for that. I need to be like, oh,
They
I
keep
want
you
to
entertained.
Yeah, I know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
You'd
And
be off the
I'm
boat.
saying that
You'd
with
be
never
off the
being
boat,
on one.
and then it would be like, boo, and you're running toward it like, wait, with your
Swimming.
rum from wherever you were, like.
Yes, there's no need for cruises.
And then plus there's always that Titanic in the back of your mind, like, oh Christ,
Yeah.
this-
Costa Concordia or whatever it was. That was the famous cruise ship that went down outside of Italy.
Oh,
a few years
Oh,
back.
yeah,
the guy,
remember that?
The guy took it too close to the coast.
Yeah.
yeah
Sardinia or wherever it was. yeah.
Captain's got to go down with the ship.
Like,
He didn't know. He fucking jumped out.
You know, on the.
he did as well, didn't he?
That's the same, like the Staten Island ferry, the guy who was driving that crashed it, he got off the boat too. Pop killed himself after that too.
Is that those ones that are like yay big and they're just got like rakes of folk on them?
The Staten Island ferry?
Is that what I'm thinking?
No, they're pretty
They're
big.
big? Oh,
They're not
okay.
big like cruise ships, but they're pretty big.
I was thinking of that wee thing. It almost looks like a long jeep, and they just have folk sitting in it. It's like got
No.
the cabin
Oh,
over it.
no,
One
no,
of
no.
them. One of them went down as well.
I always think of them as like double-decker buses, but just on water.
They are.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably a little bit bigger, but yeah, same thing. But yeah, the guy jumped off. He crashed into the dock, jumped off, and fucking popped himself.
Christ.
Wild. Anyway, grim ending to the show. Actually, no. Have you been? What have you been watching or listening to this week?
What have you been watching or listening to this week?
Nothing. I've been so busy, guys.
Have you?
Do you just want to go around the table and just give me a wee minute to have a think?
Yeah.
Aye.
If that's all right.
Well,
wanna
I
kick
think
off?
it's pretty obvious.
Yes.
Well, let me just get this tracksuit jacket on that I got from the Tillycoochee shopping village.
Telekuche.
I think that's what it's called. Right,
Telekuche
so
in Georgia too, isn't it?
don't know if I told you, but I've been watching a lot of Sopranos.
Oh,
And
my
I'm
man.
honest, I'm not gonna lie. I watched one episode when I was like 10 when it first started, and I was like, "Oh, it's like Fat Tony from The Simpsons." Nah,
Yeah.
see you later. But now I'm really into it.
Great.
And then we were on a skate trip, and I'm not even gonna zip it up. But anyway, we were like passing Tillycoochee, and I was like, "Oh, I'm cutting in there. Find a tracksuit and Sopranos." Remember, they're always cutting about and like.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting myself one of these," and so yeah.
It's a proper sort of Polly Walnut /
Run
big
DMC
pussy looking.
style.
Yeah,
fucking-
and honestly, like me and my mate Hendo, because he's been cutting up to mines, and I've been still like, right, I know you're here, but I'm watching Sopranos.
Yeah.
And I've just been loving it, man. I always find myself like, you might not be impressed by this, but like, if he does stuff, I'm like, hey, oh, especially when I've been watching it, I'm like, hey.
What's your favorite episode?
Oh man, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but
Oh, okay.
there's too many. Like, but can I just say,
20 years ago?
Nah, right. I know that's true, but can I just say I ruined it a little bit for myself
How?
because before I started watching it properly, I was watching loads of clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I know exactly. And,
Yeah.
But then I was like, right, nah, I'm going to actually watch the show. And if you've never watched it, watch it because I have never. Game of Thrones doesn't even come close. Like in its production, the actors,
Yeah.
the story. It's not just because it's gangster. I'm not just liking it because it's mobby, but the way it's shot, the music, everything, everything about that show is excellent.
The music
man,
was
on
always.
point.
That's a really good show. It's often overlooked. The soundtrack that accompanies each episode is always
That's amazing.
just absolutely on point.
The Sopranos was the show that started all these shows with the complex characters. I feel like before the Sopranos, there was always a clear cut good and evil. And the Sopranos kind of like, yeah, Tony's the good guy, but he also cheats on his wife all the time, and he also kills people.
Yeah, and
he's also a dick to his family sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
it. But you see how you see him with the whole like him being with his family. You
Yeah.
know, he gets shit left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
You just see him like, oh Christ. But then and there was that episode where one of his mistresses like launches a stake at the back of his head.
Yeah.
And fine well from watching that show, if that was anybody else, they'd be like,
Dead. Gone.
forget about it.
Forget about it.
But yeah, I love it. And that Polly and Sylvia,
Love
Sylvia
Polly.
and all that. Oh
Yeah.
Christ.
I
amazing.
think that's what people don't realise about The Sopranos is, yes, it is a high caliber drama,
It is.
but it's actually a black comedy. It's
Aye.
incredibly funny. And it's often more funny than it is. It's serious at times.
And one of the things I read about it, like apparently it won 5 Golden Globes,
Mm-hmm.
but what I read about it was someone was saying that like if you actually want to see what the mafia is like today, they say watch The Sopranos because that's exactly what it's like. That whole Rico thing, they have to. Everything's. It's not like The Godfather anymore.
Yeah.
You've literally got a boy like Tony who, you got cunts running about everywhere, not listening, not following orders, doing what they want, and then they've got to try and keep it like the old way.
I must,
Do you know what
I
mean?
must give you a shot if you do any cooking, Stevie, in my Artie Bucco Sopranos cookbook.
Oh,
nay,
Artie
way.
Bucco.
Fucking absolute.
And I love all the hand actions they do as well. It's like
This guy.
hey, and Artie just like, hey. Yeah, it's quality.
Yeah, I've made some stuff out of that. It's
Actually,
very
do you
nice.
ever see like stuff like that when you're in New
You
York?
know who I met came to my high school? Bobby Bacala came to my high school.
Oh,
Who's
really?
that again?
He's Tony's, not Tony, Junior's kind of bodyguard.
The
huge
big guy, Bobby.
Janice's,
Yeah,
Janice's
yeah,
husband,
yeah,
yeah.
okay, no
he
way.
came to my high school, and I was like, holy shit, it's fucking
No way.
Bobby Bacala.
But
Bobby
like-
Bacalieri.
Because I just wonder. I bet you if I went to New York, there'd be certain areas I could go, and one of these guys could.
Walk by it,
Yeah, and I would never know.
Did you know Paulie was like an actual gangster, like back before he started acting?
Oh,
like
no
he was
way.
like a probably not like a real deal gangster,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah.
kind of like probably what he is on the show. One of the guys that'll fucking
And
rough you up.
And the thing is, then whenever you go to watch Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band ever again, you'll never be able to look at Stephen Van Zandt the same way ever again either.
That's fucking Silvio. That's not him.
Exactly. So, oh man, I'm glad you enjoy that because I've always said I thought
Oh,
it's the best
love it.
TV series of all time.
Definitely, hands down.
Huge impact, man. Anything else?
No, I had a few things written down. Sopranos was one of them. A Bay Area startups started making bulletproof hoodies.
Oh,
Just an interesting fact. That's the times we live in now. So there's
Bulletproof hoodies.
a clothing line started with like casual gear, but it's like Kind of like in what do you call it? John Wick.
Yeah.
It's got like the material sewed in between the fabric.
Yeah.
So like, in between the jumper layers. So it's got like it can probably
Was
wouldn't
it
do
like
anything
some
major.
sort
but
of Kevlar fibers
Ah,
or
Yeah.
something
something
like that. And
that?
it can stop like a 9 milli or something like that.
You don't see a lot of people packing them on the streets of Perth, though.
No, that's true. That's
It's just
true.
changing, bro. What do you mean?
Could be banter though. No doubt there'll be some
Could
pish
be.
rule that means you can't wear
Banter.
it here. And some rich person had a bairn. And apparently that's big news.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
I'm not getting into it. Somebody with a fake
I've
title
no
somewhere.
really. Oh, right. I can imagine who it is. Yeah,
title.
I've really not been online for fucking days, man.
Of course, we talked about your and Barkryte's EP. Fuck what you heard.
Big up Barkryte.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5 only because there's only 4 tracks. I know it's an EP, but if I had 16 of them things, I'd have been happier. That was good.
talk-
I will
you
take a
talking
9.5.
bananas?
Thank you.
16, yes, 8.5.
Mate,
bananas.
I'm giving
Can I-
that 10 full bananas.
I am flattered at your scores, gentlemen, but
I'm not
this
just.
is
I'm
a-
not just saying that.
No, this is this. The scoring is too high on this show.
Oh, get out of here!
Come on.
Get out of here.
Well, no, you give me.
If we
shit
can't
about
score
my-
you high, then we can't score anybody.
I know.
high.
I don't score anything high, so
That's
feel
true.
free to give me 1. I don't care.
Watched the Lorax last night with the girls and Connie. That was pretty good.
that
I
that?
fell asleep through a bit of it, but it seemed like a good kind of premise of it.
Is that like monster film or something?
It is kind of a monster. It's kind of like a naturey kind of. They cut down all the trees and everything's made of plastic. So it'll be set in the future. I
Moral
guess, at some point.
lessons.
Yeah, and then they try and get the trees back, and yeah, pretty good film. I'll give
Sounds
it,
like Our Fern Gully.
give it
do you remember
about, No, what's that?
It's basically like the cartoon 90s or late
My
80s
Friend
Avatar.
Gully.
No, I never heard of it.
Nah, doesn't matter. Talking shit.
I'll give it about a 7. From what I've seen, it was 7. I'm gonna go back and watch more of it. But that's it. That's all I got.
Sopranos is getting a full 10 bananas. Also.
Yes, that's the originator.
Nah, he's still. You're no convinced.
I'll give Sopranos a 10. No
Ah,
bother.
that's decent.
And followed by The Wire with a 9.5. But no, I've got a couple for you, Mike. Do you listen to any Childish Gambino?
Oh yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I've been listening to
Quality.
a little bit of that this week. That's only because really the few hours of spare time I've had this week have been spent playing FIFA, and obviously listening to the soundtrack again this year.
Oh, and Bossy Bop.
Oh, that's Stormzy.
I
yeah,
like that.
I
I thought it
wasn't
was shit
so
hot,
keen.
man. And the fact that Idris is in it, I was pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as other listening to stuff, I haven't watched anything. Like I had submissions up to the weekend, so as you can imagine, my head's been up my arse. So really, just playing FIFA and working. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Just been a busy guy, man.
Childish Gambino. Oh, I was listening to what's his name, Schoolboy Q had a new album out
Oh
as well.
yeah, he
Oh,
does.
shit, I've
Oh,
not
Styles
listened to
P has
that
an album
yet.
out too. Actually, I gotta check out.
Only got halfway through, but so far it's looking like it's going to fall under soft 6, hard 7.
All right.
So I'll complete.
Decent.
So,
What is it out now?
yeah.
I'll check that when
Sounds
I
like
get home.
me. Hard 6, soft 7. Sorry, it was there. I had to take it.
So yeah, that was pretty much all I watched and listened to. Excuse
All right,
me.
we're gonna wrap this one up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap this shit up.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
That was
Thoroughly
great.
enjoyed it.
It
See, now,
flowed
can I
very
actually-
well.
Can
Yeah.
I? Can I honestly just come and chill, kick it in the corner sometimes? I love
anytime.
this,
Man,
man.
of course.
Anytime.
Anytime, mate.
And thanks, by the way, for bigging me up all the time.
And thank
I'm taking it humbly.
You just keep being you, Stevie. We'll
Yeah,
keep
humbly.
bigging you up, mate.
just be natural, man.
Big
Let
up
it flow.
Barkryte as well, man, because you gave me some love last.
I think he'll be
when you
down
were
here
on.
shortly.
Is he?
He's away to start a
Nice.
video series tonight.
Oh, is that what Mark
right.
was on about on Facebook, asking for animators and stuff?
Yeah, I'm not.
Maybe-
I've not been
never mind,
online, so
never
I've
mind,
not
that's
seen it. But I think they're coming down to do a thing where it's about 4 or 5 of them all together. So it's like a live performance thing that's getting videoed, but also recorded here.
Oh, cool.
Decent.
I'm working first thing tomorrow. I need to get this bad boy done when I get up the road. So unfortunately, I'll not be there tonight. But I believe that's going on. So should be good. Look out for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll read out the Patreon users. Ali Cook. Sorry again for not picking you first. Andrew Henderson, Callum McLaughlin, Chopsticks.
Hi-oh.
Hi, Chopsticks 69, Craig McCaffrey, Davey Forrett, Fraser Reevy, Ian Shepard, Nate Black. Hey, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hello, Rachel.
Ralphie Raugs, Roddy Bader, and Stephen Tosh.
Stosh.
What was your bit of feedback that you never touched on from the start, which was from Ali Cook? You said you would touch on it later. What was it that you said?
Oh, we probably don't have time for it now, but it was just he wrote a lot about something that we were talking about last week. He also called me out on the bullshit for talking about classical music making you smarter. That may have been on the afties actually. I did talk about that last week. I'm not sure if it was on the main show or on the after show.
I think he mentioned something to me about it, but I don't think he said to me that it was bullshit. I think he's maybe being a bit harsh with you there, Mike.
Oh, okay. This show is brought to you by Stevie Mac Skate School.
Drum roll. Nah, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Nah.
Skateboard lessons, one-to-one tuition. All ages and abilities are catered for. So even if you have a shite center of gravity like myself, Stevie Mac will empty his brain, give you all he knows.
I'll try my hardest
Try
to get
his
you
hardest.
skating.
That's all we can ask for. Skate Club is every week from 10 a.m. to noon. Why don't you send them a message?
Aye, come
Or
have some banter.
come down
We're
there.
all
It's-
friendly.
Yeah, it's been nice weather.
And
recently.
you guys are going to come down for the skate jam this year, right?
I'll be
Yeah.
down.
Let's do it. When is it?
Last weekend in August.
Last weekend in
usually,
August.
Usually,
I thought
weather
it was-
dependent.
thought it was
I
the
know,
first
I heard
weekend
you
in
saying
July.
it. Aye, but you know, it's easy. You're close enough.
Let's do it.
No,
Let's
really,
do it.
but aye, fair enough.
We're going to be down there then, but you need to get down there before then.
Yeah.
And you need to check it out. Say hi to Steve. Tell him the Monkey Sword Fight podcast sent you. I always want to say that. Anyway, let's wrap this shit up, B.
Yeah.
Peace.
I am Mike Dots.
I'm Stevie Mac.
I'm Andy Mac, Macapella.
Cheers for putting up our ramblings.
You can find me on Twitter @_mdots.
You can get me at Instagram at badmac999.
Yeah.
Hi-yo.
Heyo. Or at Stevie Mac Skate School if you want the skate school.
And you can get me at Macapella.
All right, that was
Laying down some
fantastic.
heavy beats.
Thanks a lot for coming.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Always.
We'll catch you on the other side. Love you.
Love you guys.
Peace.
Bye.